into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Papa, yes.
Wow, that is how you start a Monday morning here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome to it, everybody. Can we take a deep breath in?
Yes, please.
It's going to be a great week because guess what? You're starting on the right note. My name is Javely Domberg.
Thank you so much for joining us, you beautiful souls. My name is Raul Demone, and what a show we have for you. Of course, Monday, kicking it off with the energy that you need to get you waking up on the right side of breakfast this morning. And of course, the entire week. Our performances on stage are one to top of this morning, of course, because we're joined by our favorite, our family. It's Anslin Gysman in the building, entertaining us ahead of the production Arts Unite. I cannot wait to chat to our friend. He has so much bubbly entertainment, so much talent, and so much gears to give us. So I can't wait to dig in and chat to him. Ooh.
Just giving them nicknames here in the morning. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
we
like
do.
family now.
We are family. Then, of course, we are bringing awareness to the importance of preserving Indigenous languages by chatting to legendary literary activist and poet Diana Ferrus. She's going to be joining us for that very important conversation.
Very good stuff indeed. And then finally, a book we never knew we needed. It's called Mindfulness and How to Stay Sane in the Insane World. Now, we're joined by author Helen Nicholson to shed some light and to keep our heads above water. Insane in the membrane. Going insane in the brain.
Hey. Clearly, you can see that we've already had so much coffee, but I think it's certainly because we're feeling the joy, we're feeling the happiness, because someone yesterday celebrated their birthday and they're joining us.
Happy birthday!
I did celebrate.
But how come you look younger than you did the last time I saw you? I don't understand.
I age in reverse, as one should when they step into
it. I get it, man. Well, wishing you an Ainsley-licious birthday, buddy. I hope it was. How was it? How was your day?
It was really stunning. You know what? It was literally, like I said, the most adult celebration of a birthday I have ever had. I mean, I just went to the spa and I went for lunch, then I sat at home watching TV. I don't know if that's boring or
chill,
if that's adult, but you chill and you take stock of the previous year and you plan the year ahead and the things that you want to do, like rocking up on time.
We love it, man. We love that for you. We absolutely do. We really do love that for you. We hope that this is the start of the best year of your life, buddy. Honestly, on every level. Really, really do.
Thank you.
So we have an opportunity this morning to celebrate our heritage, our culture, our language. It is Mother Tongue Day today.
Wow.
So what is your mother tongue? What are you going to be greeting the world with? We'd love to hear from you this morning. With me, it's going to be a good morning, because English is obviously my mother tongue.
Yeah. So that's the question we're asking, right? Is that, you know, tell us how you say good morning in your mother language. Hashtag Expresso Show. For me, I mean, I'll use two, right? Because I'm, you know, dual language vibes. Sawubona.
Sawubona.
Sawubona, Graham. Sawubona, South Africa. I'm in South Africa, which is Xitsonga, for good morning as well. Yeah.
I love
that's
that,
it,
man.
those two. Yeah.
Well, please, educate us this morning. Teach us something that we didn't know. Maybe give us a colloquial term that we haven't picked up yet. We'd love to hear from you. It's Mother Tongue Day, celebrated in style. How are you greeting the day today? Well, we better greet the day. Officially, we've got those news headlines to get through. Then I'll delve into a very positive sporting bulletin. We'll see you now.
Goeiemorgen, and we'll start on the national front. Now, the planned taxi industry strike and total shutdown, which was to commence today in the Eastern Cape, has been called off. The strike announced on Thursday was called off yesterday afternoon following an urgent intervention by Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane after the Provincial Transport Department had come up with some of the 73 million rand it has owed to scholar transport service providers since November. Then 4 suspects are due to make their court appearance in the Cape Town Magistrates Court today after authorities confiscated some 25,000 different species of endangered plants, an amount of cash, cellular phones and a motor car. The 4 suspects spent the weekend in jail after being arrested on Friday for the possession of endangered succulent plants without documentation in Milnerton, Cape Town. The suspects are aged between 19 and 27. Then looking to news further abroad, the controversial Ethiopian dam on the Blue Nile River began generating electricity for the first time yesterday. The $4.2 billion dam has been a source of contention between Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan since its construction started in 2011. Sudan and Egypt fear the project could reduce their share of Nile waters, but Ethiopia insists the dam is key to its development. The so-called Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is Africa's largest hydroelectric project to date. Now, it is expected to generate over 5,000 megawatts of electricity, doubling the nation's electricity output. And then latest news from the Ukrainian-Russian border is that the US last night said it had intelligence that Russian commanders had received orders to proceed with an invasion of Ukraine. Russia presently has some 150,000 troops as well as warplanes and equipment on Ukraine's three sides. Now, Ukraine said it was using every possibility to force Russia to choose a diplomatic route rather than an attack. US President Joe Biden has stressed that no American forces would go into Ukraine should Russia invade. And then on Friday, we told you of 4 lions rescued from a circus in France and which have been resettled in Shamwari Reserve in the Eastern Cape. Well, this morning, we have more excellent news on a new home for our 4 big cats, 2 tigers which were abandoned by a traveling circus in Argentina and their 2 grown offspring. Now, of course, they will soon have a new home in Bethlehem in the Free State. A rescue mission coordinated by 4 Paws, a global animal welfare organization, is preparing to rescue the family of tigers from Argentina to relocate them to Lions Rock Big Cat Sanctuary at Bethlehem. The tigers have been housed in a train carriage for 15 years and they were cooped up and limited to a 75 square meter carriage for just over a decade. All those years in such a small space have affected their mental and physical well-being, and we have a window of opportunity now to rescue them, and we sure will do just that. And this was said by the head of the rescue mission and 4 Paws veterinarian, Dr. Amir Khalil. On that good note, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. We will be back on the top of the hour with more. But right now, here is a first look at the sports headlines with Graham Richards.
Yep, there'll be plenty of doffing of caps this morning. We certainly do that to 4 Paws for their incredible work in the wildlife space. Likewise to Mr. Harry Kane, who scored twice, including a 95th minute winner as Spurs snapped a 3-game losing streak to end Man City's incredible winning run with a 3-2 victory. And it was Dejan Kulusevski who opened the scoring in the 4th minute. That was almost with his first touch at the club before Ilkay Gundogan. He levelled matters in the 23rd minute. Harry Kane scored on the hour mark before Riyad Mahrez scored a penalty in the closing stages that seemingly saved a point for the hosts. Kane headed home in that final second, just about to secure the win. Then Liverpool came from behind to beat a very spirited Norwich 3-1. Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Luis Diaz with the goals there. Then Chelsea, they claimed a narrow 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, while Arsenal just edged out Brentford 2-1. Then Man United claimed back-to-back wins after a frantic 4-2 win over Leeds. Some real derby action there. Then turning to local crickets, the Rocks claimed their 4th win of the season. That was after an 8-run win over the Dolphins. Paul side were restricted to 119 for 9 in their 20 overs as Peter Malan top scored with 33. And Ethan Bosch was the star with the ball, taking 3 for just 23 in his 4 overs. Then in response, the Durban side could only manage to score 111 in their allotted overs. Ziad Abrahams taking 3 wickets, with the Dolphins never really finding their rhythm with the bat at all. The day's other game saw the Lions beating the Knights by 5 wickets. Jacques Snyman scoring 39 to help the Knights post 127 for 8. Then Tsepo Ntuli and Malusi Saboto both taking 3 wickets apiece. Then Mitchell van Buren then blasted 67 not out to see the Joburg side home with 5 deliveries to spare. Then some very high-level rugby being played on local fields over the weekend. The Sharks and the Cheetahs made the most of the Bulls bye this weekend by leapfrogging the defending champions on the Currie Cup log. Both sides maintaining their respective unbeaten start to the season. In an exciting Saturday late afternoon matchup, they played on the Highfield. Of course, the Sharks withstood a very brave second half fight back from the Lions to surge to the top of the standings courtesy of a 45-31 triumph. Meanwhile, in the earlier encounter played out in Nelspruit, the Cheetahs outplayed the Pumas 28-17 for their 3rd win in as many games. And then, of course, on Friday evening, the Griquas, they overcame Western Province in a tight one, 22-20, in a thrilling encounter encounter in Kimberley for a third consecutive victory for the men from the Northern Cape over the Cape Town outfit. Then on to golf. JC Ritchie has etched his name down in history, has become the first player in history, in fact, of the Cape Town Open to successfully defend his title, and also the first multiple winner of this Sunshine Tour and Challenge Tour event at the Royal Cape Golf Club on Sunday. So Ritchie holed a magnificent 30-foot birdie putt on the 18th to win by one shot on 18 under par for the final round of 68, an incredible round. Belgium's Christopher Mivers, he took second place on 17 under with a closing 66, while South Africans Xander Lombard and Bryce Easton, they both weighed in with rounds of 70, as well as Northern Ireland's Tom McKibben, who shared third on 15 under par for the tournament. Well, we'll delve a little deeper into some of the worst cricket we've seen in a long time. The Proteas, of course, going down to New Zealand in their opening test, and we'll get into some of the football in just a moment. But right now, let's set the tone for the weather on this planet and above it.
Thanks so much, Gina, for our first look at the weather and also reporting on some interesting news right now. NASA scientists have analyzed images of the Tonga volcano eruption, which took place on the 15th of January from 2 satellites orbiting Earth. Now, the 57-kilometer high plume of ash makes it the largest volcanic eruption satellites have ever captured. Now, as the Pacific volcano shot a burst of ash and gases into the sky with a force of about 10 megatons of TNT to where the satellites were passing overhead. Now, the spacecraft captured the eruption in infrared every 10 minutes for about 13 hours. Now, the initial outburst of ash rocketed 57 kilometers high, and it took the volcanic plume some 30 minutes to travel that high. Then a secondary plume rose more than 50 kilometers, and NASA said that prior to this, the largest known volcanic plume ever captured by satellites was Mount Pinatuba's 1991 eruption. Now, that plume shot 35 kilometers into the sky above the Philippines. Well, magnificent stuff indeed, but we move over from our interesting weather news back to our own shores, where we showcase the stunning sunrise images captured by you, our beautiful viewers. And we're starting off this week with this stunning shot captured by Brian Smith from Mossel Bay, showing off the clouds stretched across the area, illuminated with hues of pink. And just look at that cloud coming through. It's like something from a movie. And next up, avid photographer and long-standing fan of the show, Louise G. Cherry, shared yet another stunning shot from the Vaal Dam, showing off the stunning rays of light cast across the area as the sun breaks through some cloud cover. What a powerful image indeed, and one to definitely inspire us to kickstart this morning ahead. Thank you so much for sending these beautiful pictures, and come on and send them through for the rest of the morning, because we love seeing how you start your day. And for now, it's time to take a look at the temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane with the day starting at 18, moving up to 29 degrees with thunder showers. Mbombela sees some thunder showers with 21, moving up to 30 degrees. Pretoria sees the day starting at 19, moving up to 32 with sunny skies. And Joburg, 16 to 29 with the sun all the way around. Now moving over to Mahikeng, where the day starts at 17, moving up to 34 degrees. Klerksdorp sees a minimum of 15, moving up to 33 with sunny skies. Kimberley much the same with the sun, 13 moving up to 33 degrees. And Bloemfontein, chilly 10, but moving up to 30 degrees max for the day with some sunny skies. Over in Richards Bay, the day starting at a minimum of 22, moving up to a max of 30 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, thunder showers continue on your side, 18 moving up to 29. In Durban, the thunder showers continue, 22 moving up to 28 degrees. And Mthatha, the rain continues, 16 moving up to 27 degrees. Over in East London, sunny skies, 17 is your minimum, moving up to a max of 25. Cradock sees the day starting at 12, moving up to a high of 31. Berga sees the day starting at 15, moving up to 24. And George, 14 moving up to 24 with sunny skies all the way around. Over down in Cape Town, the mother city, 15 is your day starting, moving up to a maximum of 22 degrees. Worcester sees the day starting at 12, moving up to a high of 31. Sutherland, a chilly 9, but moving up to 26 degrees. And last but not least, Uppington sees the day starting at 16, moving up to a scorching 34 degrees Celsius. Well, thank you again for sending in those incredible pictures, Mzansi. For now, it's time to check in with the team and see what else is happening on the show. And I need to go get changed for a power workout.
Oh, yeah, Ral is going to be put through his paces because Lucky Fuds, he just stepped into the building. I don't even think he's ready for what we're about to experience right now. But also Graham said I must tell everybody that Spurs won. Okay, that's
Okay.
it. He said that's what
Okay.
happened. Spurs won. But more of that with our weekend sport review. Of course, Michael Pedro is going to be joining us for that conversation in just a bit.
And then, as we do on a Monday morning at the start of a brand new week, we take it to the kitchen. We inspire you to set the tone for the week. We're making something really delicious: banana and nut butter bites. Ah, take a look at that.
Mouthful,
Don't you want that in your mouth? Yes, you do. You want it in your mouth, but you also want to get the recipe. So I want to make sure that you stick around for that. That's coming up right after this. We'll see you in a bit.
Only you can make my day.
Look, I wish everyone could tell me exactly what they It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back. You are live with Expresso. It's a Monday morning, an opportunity for us to take stock after a scintillating weekend of sport in every area other than cricket. No, the local cricket was good, it must be said, but the international front leaves us scratching our head. The Proteas, they suffered a huge defeat to New Zealand in the first of only 2 test matches between the two sides, going down by an innings and 276 runs. Henry Nicholson and Matt Henry were the standout performers for the hosts, scoring 105 and then taking 9 wickets in the match as well. And with us to go through the lack of action there, sports producer and anchor Michael Pedro. This was a difficult one to broach. I've been trying to put my finger on, I think, the biodome bubble kind of effect. It's got to have an effect. I know Dean Elgar, when questioned about that, was quick not to blame the performance on the fact that they had to isolate and do all of that, but it's got to surely be a factor. How can we have 2 completely different batting performances on the same pitch? I know, yes, the number 1 test team in the world at the moment, they really are playing beautiful cricket. They're a fantastic outfit. Why 2 different teams and 2 different matches almost, it felt like, playing out on the same pitch?
Yeah, I think that first session on day 1, where New Zealand won the toss and chose to bowl first, was probably the turning point in the game so early on. They made the most of the green pitch and the conditions on that very first morning, and South Africa couldn't really fight back from there. I mean, the pitch did flatten out a little bit, but I think also in terms of the lines and the lengths that we were bowling in comparison to New Zealand, we didn't seem to find that line and length that was right. It was either too full for them to drive, too short, and they would cut and pull. So I think it was a tough day for the bowlers especially, and for the batters as well, to be fair, because there were a lot of very similar dismissals.
I was going to say, how disappointing to have almost a carbon copy of the first kind of collapse of the order to, you know, in that second innings. Clearly nothing learnt in that space.
I mean, you do also have to take into account that a lot of these guys have never played in New Zealand before. So they aren't used to the conditions. I mean, someone like Sarel Evia is making his debut in test matches. Zubair Hamza was there as well. Hasn't played many tests himself at this level. And their first experience of the test arena is probably one of the most difficult batting conditions that you'll get anywhere in the world.
Pitches you'll find, yeah.
Exactly, against a very good pace attack that knows how to exploit those conditions to the max. So a difficult time for the batters, but the bowlers also didn't really step up either.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, I mean, there was an opportunity for our quicks on that pitch. They could have done something more. All of this being said, very quick turnaround time before the next one. We were talking about how much pressure it puts on you only having 2 test matches in the series. What needs to shift and change? Surely something needs to start right at the top of the order.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that sort of sets the tone for the rest of the innings, both with the bat and the ball. If you have KG Rabada running in there, bowling at 140, beating the outside edge 2 out of 6 times in an over, then that gives the rest of the bowling unit confidence. If you have Dean Alga and Sarel Evia going out there and playing positive cricket, even if they aren't scoring runs, just
put some pressure on the bowlers.
Yeah, just looking like they mean business when they come to the crease. And I think that was also sort of one of the smaller things that South Africa lacked, was just that bit of intensity, both with the ball and with the bat, because you can play defensively but also still be positive in your mindset, and I think that didn't really come across in the batting, and New Zealand made the most of that by the wickets that they took.
So is it psychology, once again, that we kind of boil this down to for that second test, looking at this young side, so many, like you say, there's debutants, there's people that haven't really been tested on that format. What can we hope from the second test? More of the same? Do you think we'll see a bit more grit? I mean, even just a slight turnaround in the mindset would be great to see. How much hope can we have coming into the second test, looking at what New Zealand put together in the first?
Yeah, well, I'd like to think that South Africa will put an improved performance in, because you
just
can't...
one player,
you
just one.
And also, you can't get much worse than what happened in the first test. So I think it's going to be very interesting, and hopefully the Proteas can bounce back. The second test starts on Friday already, so not a long time at all, which I think can be to their advantage as well, because then they don't dwell too much on what happened. But hopefully we can see an improved performance come the weekend.
Yeah, and hopefully they've come to terms with the bio-bubble issue as well. It's got to put a lot of pressure and a lot of strain on these players, having to go straight from hotels to matches and things like that. But this is the modern game, so hopefully the Proteas will rise to the occasion, just like Harry Kane did in the Premier League. Yes, we'll talk a little English football in a moment.
For the conversation, because you know what that means for the Reds. Yes, it does. Oh, we're almost there, almost there. Now, for us to get almost there as well for the rest of the week, it's time to work out now. And it's time for a new week, obviously, and that means we had to remind you that it's time to go after those goals, those health goals that you promised would start on a Monday. Now, here to kickstart our workout is the gym beast himself. It's Lucky Fads in the building. He's about to spill the tea on how you can make a more use out of your dumbbells or any kind of workout. And today's workout is powered by Clover's Manhattan Iced Tea. It's naturally refreshing, and it's the perfect summer refreshment, even after a workout. Lucky, before we get into this, of course, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Always fun working out with you, running with you, no matter what. I know it's always going to be fierce, but let me just ask you about your workout routine. How exactly did you get into working out, and how are you inspiring other people to also get active at the same time, man?
I mean, like, working out for me was like an escape, you know, like stress reliever, everything. Like, when I work out, I feel good. So it kind of turned into an obsession, then into a passion. So after that, I just went with it. So now it's my career as well. So I do fitness every time, and I use that to inspire people as well. Yeah, that's
Love
about
that,
it.
man. Now it's just a lifestyle. And of course, not
Now
only
it's a
that, but you're
lifestyle.
also teaching people how to maximize on their gym equipment. If they don't have gym equipment, how to maximize on any equipment to get the best bang for their buck, right? I think such a good example is, even if you didn't have dumbbells like we are working out with this morning, you could
can
use your
use
Manhattan
anything.
iced tea. I mean, it does
Exactly.
weigh something, half a kilo at least. So there's no excuse, Mzansi. Get out there, get off the couch right now, and
Yeah.
join us for a power workout. And you've come prepared. We've got dumbbells here. What's
Got some
happening, man?
dumbbells here. So yeah, I've got. So a lot of people have dumbbells at home, but
Yeah.
they don't know how to use them. So
Alright.
a lot of people just stick to this. They stick to this, but you can use them in your HIIT exercises as well, just to burn more calories. And remember, the more lean muscle you have, the more calories you can burn at rest.
And the more we can look like you, clearly, right? Right, so what are we doing first?
Hopefully, yeah. So what we're doing first is squats to
Okay.
press. So I always like compound movements, so you're working out multiple muscles at once.
And the nice part about this is that you're getting more bang for your buck. Like you said, we're burning calories. At the same
Exactly.
time, feels like I'm working the glutes and the legs, but
You're
also the
working with the
shoulders at the
legs,
same time,
The
right?
shoulders, exactly. Just focus on your form and breathe and relax. Just
And
enjoy the
how many
workout.
reps of these will we be doing, Lucky?
So these you want to go for between 10 to 15 times 4 to 5, depending on your fitness level. Or you can also use time. I like to use time when I do this. Yeah, if you're using lighter weights, obviously you gotta do more reps as well.
Yeah, like mine, eh? Don't
Like
tell anyone.
yours.
Don't tell anyone. I was scared of you, that's why I brought the lighter ones, because I know you're always doing crazy stuff in the gym, man.
Exactly.
All right, what's
Dumbbells,
next?
You gotta go have fun with them. So the next one, so these are front raise squat jacks. So legs in, arms out.
Oh, okay, it's a bit dynamic now.
Exactly. Taking it up. When your legs come in, arms go up. See, I'm feeling it already.
Yeah, man, I'm losing my breath here. Can't even talk properly. This is the second exercise. But again, nice and dynamic, nice and functional. We're also increasing the intensity on this one as well.
Exactly.
So we're going to start definitely burning some more carbs. Some more carbs, sorry, not some more carbs, but yes, carbs as well. But at the same time, I'm loving the fact that the legs keep moving. Such a big
Exactly.
part of the body.
As you can see,
Such a
all
big
these
part of burning.
exercises make it fun as well, because sometimes it gets boring doing the same thing over and over again. So working out is about movement. So you gotta find creative ways to move, make your body do more things and new things as well.
I like that as well, because I know as intense as it was, Mzansi, it kind of feels like you get into this rhythm, and then you're starting to dance. Put some music on. All right, what's next, brother?
Next one, half burpee to curls.
Oh no,
I know
that
a lot
doesn't
of
sound.
people
No,
don't
no,
like
no. I
burpees.
don't know if I should. Maybe I should just watch this one.
You can watch this one. So what you want to do first, if your floor doesn't take high impact,
Yeah.
just drop down and then curls. It's nice and simple.
Okay, I got you.
So these
don't know about-
movements, you see the leg movement you're doing there, those tuck-ins. Also focus on your abs, your core, your legs, and your biceps as well.
I know we're only on the third exercise. It almost feels like we've worked every single part of the body now. We did the legs, we did the shoulders, we've done the thighs, on the inside of the legs. And now we're finishing off with the
The
core.
whole body, just with some dumbbells.
Hey,
So
man.
there's so many things you can do with dumbbells. And let's go for the last one now.
All right, quick one. Let's finish it off here. I'm already feeling like we've done a full workout of Zanzi. I hope you're joining us as well. Loving this stuff.
So squat to a squat jump. Goblet squat to a jump. Remember, always absorb the impact, going all the way down. Whew. Feeling those legs already.
Yo, Lucky, you didn't come here to play, man. Setting us up for the
came
week.
here to work.
Of course, Manhattan getting us sorted. We've earned one of these, brother. I definitely need to
Shots, bro.
replenish. And of course, the burn is absolutely real after a workout like that. And what a way to start the day in the new week. And if you are connected or concerned about counting those calories after your workout, hang on, let me take a breath. Don't worry though.
Let me take a
This
sip.
Manhattan is low in kilojoules as well. So that means it's got natural sweeteners, it's infused with vitamins to keep you going, and it's simply the best option after workout. Essentially, you can grab an iced tea from Clover because it's naturally refreshing. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Good form, man.
Amazing. I need this now.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes. We're going to talk a little bit of football now. I don't get to smile like this all the time. Welcome back. Yes, time to talk sports. And, of course, a lot of action in the Premier League this weekend. We saw Man City hosting Spurs in the standout fixture, and Spurs claiming the win to breathe some life into this title race. Liverpool didn't disappoint. They came from behind to beat Norwich 3-1, while Chelsea also were able to pick up a point against a very spirited Crystal Palace. And then Man United and Leeds locked horns yesterday with fireworks. Some real derby action with United getting the 3 points there. With us to review the matchups is our sports producer and anchor, Michael Pedro. Not often am I smiling like this, Mike. Not often are we smiling together.
This is true.
So I get free fish and chips when I come to Anfield now,
yes,
the next time. Thank you so much. Spurs doing a massive favour to everyone in the chasing pack, but obviously the Reds most importantly. But they did themselves a massive favour. They did Conte a favour. They did Harry Kane did himself a favour. There was something special, an undercurrent possibly in this match that Spurs needed to just show, to put their hands up, show a little bit of fight, show that they're still on track. But there is something about City that brings out the best in them. What is it about that team that gets the best out of Spurs? Because I'd love to see that every week, man.
Yeah, I would love to see it every week as well, to be fair.
From now until the end of the season, please.
Yeah, it was, I think, probably the game of the season for me so far. Not just because stepping up and proving maybe a little bit of why City should have tried a
confidence booster in your trajectory towards European football. This has got to be, because there's no other team you're going to, possibly Liverpool, that you're going to come up against where you're going to go, okay, this is a marker of how good we can play.
Yeah.
This is it. So what is this?
Would drop points at the same time as their main rivals. So I think Spurs, if they keep winning, I mean, anything can happen. Yes, the likes of Arsenal, I think, have like 3 games in hand on Man United. So there's potentially a bit of a subplot there as well. But from a Spurs perspective, all they can do is keep winning games, much like Liverpool.
Yeah.
In the title race, all they can do is keep winning and hope that the teams around them slip up. And I think this is a very good platform for them to start.
Well, there's something beautiful about the fact that Liverpool get to play Man City as a part of this kind of narrative. I think that's awesome. Liverpool having to grind out the wins, it must be said. 3-1 against a Norwich side, and again, they had to come from behind. They're having to show a lot of heart, but it doesn't matter how you win them. You need to win them. And that, I swear, there was something about a team grinding out more difficult wins than the easy wins, like a City getting 5-0 against a Brentford type thing.
Yeah.
There's something about having to prove yourself with those more difficult, tough, challenging wins. You got to feel like you can do this now, surely, man. Hey, 6 points, dude. You can do this.
Yeah, I think the game against Leeds on Wednesday is probably even more important than any other game so far, because that's Liverpool's game in hand on City. So just because you have a game...
And they provided a derby game. What did that mean for Man United, getting that kind of victory? And in terms of where they are, is this the turnaround we've been waiting for, or they're not quite there yet?
Yeah, I think they're not quite there yet. There was that period of a minute where Leeds came back from 2-0 down to score those 2 goals and get level, where I think United have those moments in games where they just go to sleep for 5 or 10 minutes, especially when they're leading, because they've thrown away a lead a number of times this season. They didn't do it against Brighton in the game before this, which I think helped them in this game to a certain extent, because they knew they could go forward again and score goals. And goals coming from unlikely sources. Fred, of all people, Harry Maguire scored. So they're starting to spread the goals around a little bit, and maybe not having that over-reliance on Cristiano Ronaldo, which they maybe did a couple of weeks ago, where if he wasn't playing well and he wasn't scoring, they just didn't have a go
options.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, it's all going to go down to the wire. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the most exciting seasons yet. Brilliant weekend sport. You can check out Mike Pedro 23 on Instagram if you want to DM him, ask him any more questions about the weekend's footballing action. But a very successful one from our fans' perspective. You can let us know where your allegiances lie. Who were you supporting? What was your big win this weekend?
Well, here's the thing. We all need something to snack on when watching those intense football games. This next recipe will be the gap filler to binge when the games don't go your way.
I'll go. Sawana music.
Oh, he's back.
Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
And of course, no matter how busy life gets, there's always time to take a gap filler for yourself with Super M. And if you're looking for a super snack to enjoy it with, our banana and nut bites are more-ish and only require a few minutes to prepare. Now, Jenny Morris is back with us this morning to show us how it's done. Looking gorgeous.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I mean, you're just glowing all the time. It has to be something in the air. I love this for you.
Well, I don't know what's in the air because...
Share the secrets.
No secrets yet.
None at all.
Secrets, but...
This is super easy. It's going to be a perfect accompaniment for our Super M, which comes in a variety of flavors. Chocolate.
I'm going to have chocolate
vanilla.
with this.
Strawberry or vanilla? Anything. Whatever you want, that is anything you can fill their gap with. But I see you already going in with like thick peanut butter.
You can use any nut butter if you like. You could use cashew, you could use almond, but I mean, you know, children love peanut butter.
They do.
And I know we're saying this is for a soccer game and whatever, but even big people.
For any game. Any games.
Any game. So what I do here is I'm going to just give it a spread, and you can use, once again, any nuts that you want.
And that's just normal pastry?
This is, darling, this is just puff.
Puff?
Puff from the freezer. I haven't made it myself.
The convenience, that is all that we need.
That's it. And then these gorgeous nuts, which are going to just give it a lovely richness. And then you know what? Banana and cinnamon are good friends.
Match made in heaven. There's just like a perfect balance.
Look at that.
Between the two flavors. Oh.
Already I'm kind of feeling like a Greek thing happening here.
Oh, that is so
Talking
yummy.
about Greek, honey banana, a little bit of egg yolk because we're going to glaze it. So if you just beat that up together because we're going to pop it over the top.
Oh, such a lonely egg. Look at this. It's just...
It won't be lonely for long, darling. It's got its own little honey joining it soon.
We look at you. You're on a roll this morning.
And then I'm going to do this, Jamie, and we're going to just close it up nicely.
Oh, so the banana's actually going in there. And
it's going in it, yes, and we're going to seal it off. Yeah.
That gooiness of that banana is just going to be so beautiful. And then this is going.
I'm going to just trim the edges. I'm not going to throw this away because this is lovely and nutty in any case. So depending on the size of your banana, always just spread to the corner so that you do have these extra little bites. And when you're done with that, I'm going to do a nice little glaze.
And again, you can just play around with whatever flavors you want inside, whatever nuts, if you want to use cashews, almonds, like you said, cashew nuts.
This is a beautiful mix of both. Peanuts even. You know, not everybody likes nuts, walnuts would be incredible with this. Walnuts would be fabulous. And then we just make sure we give this a nice little bit of glaze. Yes, and I've made some up front. Now, you could do these actually in your air fryer for about 10 to 12 minutes, or you can just pop it straight into your oven. Doesn't that look gorgeous, darling?
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And then we can do this, some sesame seeds. Look at that.
Love. And it just gives like a...
More texture.
More texture.
And it also just gives it the look of love, you know. It just looks like you've really gone to town. I'm
Because we
putting
still
this
are
together.
in the month of love, everybody, and food is our love language.
Oh, yes.
And this is certainly going to be somebody's love language. Look at that.
Look
That
at
is amazing.
I mean,
just imagine how beautiful that banana is going to crisp up, and not too much. When you bite it, you just have that gooey banana, cinnamon flavor.
And do you know what I
all
love?
The textures
Bananas,
of nuts.
it gets all sticky and gooey. Hey, it's like, do you want one of those?
My mouth is watering. I am going to
Bring it.
try
You're
one.
going to come here and I'll bring it to you.
Bring it to me.
Only one? Because the
I'll
crew
try.
are watching you with hungry eyes.
There you go. Oh, and it's nice and warm. Okay.
Straight out of the oven. And then we just pop this straight into the oven. You can do them this way or that way. This is almost like a vegetarian sausage roll as well, you know, so it doubles up.
That is so good. I love it. Also, that sesame seeds just adds that extra crunch. Perfect with our Super M. Of course, you can get your hands on the recipe at expressoshow.com. You want to try this. It's not just for soccer games, not for that football games, for every single one. The kids will love it. I certainly do. Thank you so much for this.
Good, good.
Just one?
Just one.
Try it.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Yes, welcome back, Mzansi, your Feel Good Breakfast show, of course. And you know we can't get enough of all the good people in the family in our lives. And that's why we've got a special guest with us this morning. Of course, you might know him as Anslin. I know him as Anslin Gysman. Now, that's why we got him on the couch this morning. Want to catch up with all the magic, and he's treating us and ourselves too. Now, of course, you, Mzansi, you are going to be in for a treat. There are vocal delights coming first at you. But for now, we want to talk about something else. We're going to catch up with Anslin and find out about the Arts Unite Music Festival that he'll be taking part in. Anslin, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You're looking good. I like this color on you. It brings out your eyes.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, talk to me about something exciting. Arts Unite. This is an incredible opportunity. Obviously, we're talking about the passion of arts, the opportunity to express. What's happening in this event, though?
Dude, so Arts Unite has been an incredible platform for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Where artists were booked to put on a production of their choice. They were given free creative reign over the show. And it's literally a platform where we could express our talent as freely and as vividly as we possibly could. And it's been such an incredible journey, just to portray our hearts as artists and creators to the people who come out to watch us. And during COVID, it's been incredibly difficult to put on shows for people, and to have people risk their lives to come out and watch us has been absolutely phenomenal.
Like I said, you risk your lives because they literally are.
100%.
That's the demand that you have, where people are willing to do that, and so much so that you've been given a back-to-back slot to the event, right? That's not a normal thing, right?
No, not at all. Listen, so it's my third time on the Arts Unite platform, and we run a bit of a tight ship, and tickets sell out very fast. I was very fortunate to have both nights sell out a month before the time. So I think the demand is growing, which is absolutely incredible because it means that there is growth taking place. So it's been liquor, man. It's just been very overwhelming, but it's been absolutely.
My friend, just let me remind you, no need back-to-backs to confirm that you're on demand and then you are that good. I could tell you could ask everybody in Mzansi, because what you've been doing over the last few years has been incredible. Your growth as an artist has been phenomenal, and also the people that you're bringing up with you along the way, your bands and everyone that you work with. And of course, that brings us to the nitty-gritty of the show, which I think is not just about expressing love, but you're also going to show this sort of duality of the perception of love and what it actually is. What is that all about exactly?
So as much as a lot of people love Valentine's Day, there are also a lot who despise Valentine's Day. And I think it is so important that we portray realistic scenarios to people on stage, and because as an artist we believe we should tell stories, and I would like to tell a story of what love is, the perception of what love is, but I also want to delve into the very complex reality of what love can also become. It is something that's beautiful, it's something that's kind, it's something that's refreshing, but it can also in some cases be something that is so vile and it just brings out the worst in people. So I wanna be as real as possible and portray the complexities of what love actually is. So I'm very excited. We're gonna have some beautiful love songs, but we're also gonna have some heartbreak drama.
I like that, and I think that's important to take people on a journey, because we're often portraying this image of love as perfection, like you said. But I think the thing that makes love so immense and so powerful is that polarity you're speaking about.
100%.
We've gone through a lot, man, especially in the last 2 years. I know I completely repeat saying this, but it is so pertinent. I mean, what we go through in terms of finding our passion, like you mentioned, finding our love, it's not just all hunky-dory and lovey-dovey on the top. It is exactly that. So with that being said, with the challenges that you face throughout the year and with everything going on, what else can we expect from Anslin? I mean, that's just the beginning of the year. You're really starting off with the Arts Unite. What else can we get from you, man?
So the first thing that's happening the very next day after my show is It's a Love Thing, Volume 6 with my best friend and brother, Robin Peters.
Yes.
I'm so excited to be working on that show once again. It's going to be incredible. I'm looking forward to gracing the stage with incredible talent. It's a show not to be missed, so I'm very excited about that. And then there's obviously new music coming out this year. I'm very excited to branch out the sound. And yeah, we're looking at doing some bigger shows this year as well. Some collaborations, and who knows where the future might take us.
I know it's going to be only one way but up, man. Your vocal range is incredible, and I know you can be challenged in so many regards. But of course, Mzansi, for you out there, don't forget, Thursday the 24th and 25th of Feb at Grand West Casino. It is an incredible opportunity to watch this event, Arts Unite, and we're talking all about love. And Anslin is going to be performing for us, of course, Mzansi, and tantalizing us, teasing us, and giving us everything that we want this morning. So don't go anywhere. The magician will be performing. Let's catch up with the rest of the team for now.
It's Anslicious.
He is delicious. We love him, man. He's a little snack, little morsel. I cannot wait for those performances.
Yes.
Powerhouse vocals like you ain't ever heard before. But lest we forget, it is International Mother Language Day, and we asked you guys this morning to please tell us how you say good morning in your mother language using that hashtag Expresso Show.
So here's the thing. There's around 7,000 languages spoken all over the world.
Get out.
Can you cope with that?
Get out.
That's
No,
a lot of languages. So it's good to see what some of you have had to say on our social media in terms of how you say good morning. The first one is Alessandra Thompson. It says, good morning, Expresso team. In my mother language, we say goeiemorgen.
Goeiemorgen to you as well. Gary Okamp, the OG. When I go to gym, I see one of my Xhosa friends. I could say molo. If there are more than one person, I'll say molweni. Well done, Gary. Yeah, man.
Love that one. We got another one coming through from Rudy Zeller. It says, morning. It's complicated. Born in South Africa till the age of 7 and grew up in West Germany. Whoa, okay. So goeiemorgen and German guten Morgen. Is it Guten Morgen, euch alle.
And a great selection of emojis as well.
Yeah.
Like when in doubt, just emoji it. Just emoji it, and that'll help everyone. Then we've got a lot of Afrikaans viewers joining us this morning, which is great. Goeiemorgen from Mita, from Francois, from Mariki.
Yeah.
Goeiemorgen right back at you. What is your mother tongue? Celebrate it today. Share with us. Educate us. Give us a linguistic lesson. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
What language are you celebrating this morning, and how are you going to be saying goeiemorgen? Good morning.
I want to see the vendors coming through. We want to see the Bedis coming through, the Zulus, the Swatis, the Ndebeles. There are so many languages in South Africa.
We love
Way in. We want to see it. See you in a bit.
What's beta glucan? Hello, do you know what beta glucan is? What is beta glucan? No one knows what beta glucan is.
Beta glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.
Eat it.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We are live here on S3 on this beautiful Monday morning. Thank you so much for deciding and choosing to start the week off on the right side with Expresso. Now, world-renowned poet and literary activist Diana Ferrus is joining us today to talk about the importance of preserving Indigenous languages and the way in which poetry and literature can help to promote multilingualism as well as linguistic diversity. Diana owns a publishing company company which promotes local creatives in a number of languages. They do so in the most beautiful way. And she belongs to a number of important poetry forums where she promotes Afrikaans creative writing as well as poetry. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning, Tabiso. Thank you so much for having
so good
me.
to see you.
Thank you very much.
Diana, the loss of indigenous languages has resulted in years, I'm talking about years and years of disconnect between cultures and communities, which has also given rise to generations of identity crises. Why do you think that it is so important to preserve indigenous languages? Why the specific focus on this area of focus?
So I say the preservation of the indigenous languages allows the history of those language speakers to stay intact, allows for the telling of the stories of survival, of overcoming, of celebration. It instills pride, strength and identity, and with strong roots and confidence, allows space for other indigenous language speakers to exist. For if one is proud and confident, have no fear, then compassion for others is heightened.
And that really is the way that we're able to be bound by language, right? It connects us. When you respect and understand your own language and your own cultural belonging, you're able to recognize that there are others who exist in the same space, who don't have to belong to the same language, but you can all coexist and live harmoniously. But Diana, in order for indigenous languages to survive, there really is a need for it to be taught, right? How do you think we can revitalize these, endangered languages, so to speak, within our communities and our schools?
One thing that I saw was that little ones from, preschool education, if we can put our little ones, already in a multilingual setup, then the little ones learn each other's language. I have an example of where little ones in Worcester were going to a township educational facility there. And they spoke, as little ones, they spoke isiXhosa fluently. So we can already start there. And then, of course, we must teach different languages in schools, already from the very beginning. And as writers, I feel that we should write in our mother tongue. And government must be there to help with translations so that we can get accustomed to each other's languages. I, for one, try to use different languages in my writing, even if it's just one line. But, the respect for each other's languages, that is most important. And just the realization, as you said to me, so that we live in a multicultural, multilingual society, and we must be sensitive to that. And no, overpowering. When the colonialists came there, the conquest was to annihilate everything, the culture, the languages of the indigenous people. And I say that the preservation of indigenous languages is already an act of resistance.
And there really is such a beauty to learning your own mother language. It is such a beautiful thing. I mean, I reflect and think back to when I was in primary school, learning Matlhasedi Asetswana and learning Kenros van die Aarde, for example. The beauty of how we're able to connect to stories in a different way when they're told in our mother language is just unexplainable. But Diana, I'm not going to let you go here. I know that you are famously known for your poem titled, "I've Come to Take You Home," which pays respect to Sarki Bartman. Your poem became, the catalyst for the return of her remains from the French government. How important do you think that poetry and literature is in terms of promoting linguistic diversity? And maybe while you do that, it'd be so beautiful for you to share that poem with us.
We, as I said already before, we need to write and read in our indigenous languages, in our home languages. So, And you want me to do the Sarah Bachman poem? Okay.
I would love for that to happen. Yes, please.
Okay. I've come to take you home, a tribute to Sarah Bartman. I've come to take you home. Home. Do you remember the veldt, the lush green grass beneath the big oak trees? The air is cool there, and the sun does not burn. I have made your bed at the foot of the hill. Your blankets are covered in buchu and mint. The protea stand in yellow and white, and the water in the stream chuckles, sing songs as it hobbles along over little stones. Ek is hier om jou weg te skeur, weg van die snydende oë van die monster wat wegkruip in die donker met sy kloue van haat, wat jou liggaam versnipper stukkie vir stukkie, jou siel vergelyk met die van Satan en syne vergelyk met die van God. Ek is hier om jou te troos, jou moe hart in my bors vas te hou, die palms aan my hande oor jou wange te vou, die lyn in jou nek met my lippe te streel, jou ewige skoonheid in my oë te onthou. Ek is hier om jou te sing, want ek het vir jou vrede gebring. I've come to take you home where the ancient mountains shout your name. I have made your bed at the foot of the hill. Your blankets are covered in buchu and mint. The protea stand in yellow, in white. I've come to take you home where I will sing for you. For you have brought me peace. For you have brought us peace.
That is Diana Ferrus. Thank you very much for joining us here on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. Such an inspiring poem, and the beauty of the language really is certainly something that we need to shine the spotlight on as we celebrate International Indigenous Language Day. Let us continue to preserve those languages. It's International Mother Language Day, the 21st of February. Weigh in on our Facebook page with that hashtag Expresso Show and let us know how you say good morning in your mother language. Thank you very much for that, Diana. Time for the news now.
Well, a minute after 7 o'clock, time to have another look at those news headlines. Starting on the national front, the National Institute of Communicable Diseases is asking communities to be vigilant after outbreaks of typhoid fever in Northwest and the Western Cape. Meanwhile, the City of Cape Town's MACO member for Water and Sanitation, Zida Badruddin, has stressed that messages on community WhatsApp groups are inaccurately linking the typhoid fever outbreak to Cape Town's tap water. He said messages asking the public to not drink the city's tap water is fake news, as it is quite safe for human consumption. Then the planned taxi industry strike and total shutdown, which was to commence today in the Eastern Cape, has been called off. The strike, announced on Thursday, was called off yesterday afternoon following an urgent intervention by Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabiyane after the Provincial Transport Department had come up with some of the 73 million rand it has owed to Scholar Transport Service providers since November. Then looking to news further abroad, Queen Elizabeth is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week, Buckingham Palace has said. Now, a statement read, and I quote, "She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines." The Queen, who will be turning 96 in April, had been in contact with her eldest son and heir, the Prince of Wales, who tested positive last week. The announcement comes weeks after the UK's longest reigning monarch reached her platinum jubilee of 70 years on the 6th of February. Then the controversial Ethiopian dam on the Blue Nile River began generating electricity for the first time yesterday. The $4.2 billion dam has been a source of contention between Ethiopia, Egypt and Sudan since its construction started in 2011. Sudan and Egypt fear the project could reduce their share of Nile waters, but Ethiopia insists the dam is key to its development. The so-called Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is Africa's largest hydroelectric project to date. That is expected to generate over 5,000 megawatts of electricity, doubling the nation's electricity outputs. Then the president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, says the unifying power of the Olympic Games is stronger, and I quote, than the forces that wish to divide us. He called for political leaders around the world to be inspired by what he referred to as the athlete's example of solidarity and peace. Now, Bach was speaking at the closing ceremony yesterday of the Beijing Winter Olympics. The event has been described as a most touching event. Almost 3,000 athletes had competed in 109 events across 15 disciplines during the past 2 weeks. Bach said the athletes had, and I quote, given peace a chance. His comments coming amid rising tensions between Russia and Ukraine. He also continued saying, each and every one of you strive to achieve your personal best. We were deeply touched how you were wishing and cheering for your competitors to achieve their best as well. You not only respected each other, you also embraced each other, even if your countries are divided by conflict. You gave peace a chance. On that beautiful note, that is where I leave your news headlines at 7. We will be back at the top of the hour, and G is standing by with another look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. After that brilliant tribute to sport, let's start with the action that did take place yesterday on the field. And of course, Harry Kane scored twice, including a 95th minute winner. As Spurs managed to snap their 3-game losing streak to end Man City's winning run with a 3-2 victory in probably one of the standout games of the season so far. New signing Dejan Kulusevski. He opened the scoring as early as the 4th minute before Ilkay Gundogan. He levelled matters in the 23rd. Then Harry Kane scored on the hour mark before Riyad Mahrez scored a penalty in the closing stages. That seemingly saved a point for the hosts, but Kane headed home in the final seconds of the match to secure that win. Then, jumping at the opportunity, Liverpool came from behind to beat a spirited Norwich 3-1. Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Luis Diaz with the goals there. Then Chelsea, they claimed a narrow 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, while Arsenal, they edged out Brentford 2-1. And then in a very fierce derby game, Man United claimed back-to-back wins after a frantic 4-2 win over their fierce rivals, Leeds United. Bringing it back home for cricket, the Rocks claimed their 4th win of the season. That was after an 8-run win over the Dolphins. The Pole side were restricted to just 119 for 9 in their 20 overs, as Peter Milan top scored with 33, and Ethan Bosch was the star with the ball, taking 3 for 23 in his 4 overs. In response, the Durban side could only manage to score 111 in their allotted overs. Ziad Abrahams taking 3 wickets to help restrict them, with the Dolphins never really finding their rhythm with the bat. The day's other game then saw the Lions beating the Knights by 5 wickets. Jacques Snyman scoring 39 to help the Knights post 127 for 8. Then Seppo Ntuli and Malusi Siporto both taking 3 wickets each. Mitchell van Buren then blasted 67 not out to see the Joburg side home with 5 deliveries to spare. Then some spectacular local rugby on the Currie Cup front this weekend. The Sharks and the Cheetahs made the most of the Bulls bye this weekend by leapfrogging the defending champions on that Currie Cup log, as both sides maintained their respective unbeaten starts to the season. In a very exciting Saturday late afternoon match that played out on the Highveld, the Sharks, they had to withstand a brave second half fight back from the Lions to surge to the top of the standings. That's with a 45-31 triumph there. Meanwhile, in the earlier match in Nelspruit, the Cheetahs, they outplayed the Pumas 28-17 for their 3rd win in as many games. Then on Friday evening, the Griquas, they just overcame Western Province by 22 points to 20 in a nail-biting encounter in Kimberley. That was for their 3rd consecutive victory for the men from the Northern Cape over the Cape Town outfit. And then finally on to golf. The man of the moment, JC Ritchie, became the first player in history, in fact, in the history of the Cape Town Open, to successfully defend his title, and also the first multiple winner of the Sunshine Tour and Challenge Tour event at the Royal Cape Golf Club yesterday. So Ritchie holed a magnificent 30-foot birdie putt on that 18th hole to win by 1 shot on 18 under par with the final round of 68. It was Belgium's Christopher Mivas who took 2nd place on 17 under with a great closing 66 round there. Then the South Africans Sander Lombard and Bryce Easton, they both shot rounds of 70, and Northern Ireland's Tom McKibben, he shared 3rd on 15 under par for the tournament. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for this hour. We'll touch on them one last time at 8 o'clock. Right now, though, let's bring you the latest on the weather front and some of those temperatures today.
Thanks so much, G. And we're starting off our weather report this morning, obviously, with something international and abroad. Bad weather has hampered the search for survivors in the Brazilian city of Petrópolis 4 days after devastating flash floods and mudslides. Now, emergency teams had to suspend their work several times on Saturday because of torrential rain. Now, they say there's little hope of finding anyone alive either. Now, it's believed some 146 people have succumbed, including at least 27 children and teenagers, while 191 are still missing. Now, more than 900 people are being housed in schools and shelters. And on Saturday, workers dug with spades and shovels through the rubble and muck in dense fog. Now, teams of volunteers are helping in the efforts, and they are being assisted by 41 sniffer dogs. Now, the coordinator of the Special Rescue Group, Roberto Almarel, said, and quoted, "It's impossible to bring in heavy machinery up here, so we basically have to work like ants, going little by little," unquote. Well, our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to all those working so hard to find any survivors, as well as all that have been affected by this tragedy. Well, back on our own shores, however, we have some more sunrise photos to showcase. And starting off at 7 o'clock, we've got Renee Lemmer, who has been fast becoming a regular contributor with these stunning shots shared from Glen Eden on the Wild Coast. I mean, just take a look at that. A beautiful orange hue cast over the clouds, something of a dream indeed. Next up, we've got Adrian Fransman from Craddock, who captured this slightly moodier silhouetted shot of the sky in his area, showing off the sun just about to break through the clouds, casting a beautiful glow across the city. Oh, Mzansi, you keep stepping it up and setting a bar when it comes to these incredible pictures. Keep sending them through because you love, or we love, seeing how you start your day wherever you are in the country. For now, let's take a look at the temperatures once again. Starting off in Polokwane, the day starting at 18, moving up to 29 with thunder showers. Mbombela, the thunder showers continue, 21, moving up to 30 degrees. In Pretoria, sunny skies, however, 19, moving up to 32. And then in Johannesburg, 16, moving up to a high of 29 with sunny skies in your part of town. In Mahikeng, the day starting at 17, moving up to a nice warm 34 degrees. Klerksdorp sees the day starting at 15, moving up to 33. And much the same for Kimberley. Sunny skies all the way around 13, moving up to 33 degrees. Bloemfontein, however, sees the day starting at 10, moving up to 30 with sunny skies all the way around too. Over in Richards Bay, the day starting at 22, moving up to a nice warm 30 degrees. No rain your side of town, and much the same for Pietermaritzburg. However, the rain continues, but 18 is your temperature, moving up to a high of 29 degrees. Durban sees the thunder showers continue, 22, moving up to 28. And Umtata, 16, moving up to a high of 27 with the thunder showers continuing. East London, however, the sunny skies carry on in your side of town, 17, moving up to 25. Craddock sees the sunny skies continue, 12, moving up to 31 degrees. Berga, sunny skies as well, 15, moving up to 24. And much the same for George, a low of 14, moving up to a high of 24 degrees. Over in the mother city, 15 is your low, moving up to a high of 22 degrees today. Sunny skies and clouds in your part of town, and much the same for Worcester, where the day starts at 12, moving up to 31 degrees. Sutherland, a chillier start to the day, moving in from 9 all the way up to a nice warm 26 degrees. But Uppington always taking the cake, 16 is your day starting, and then moving up to a nice warm 34 degrees Celsius. Of course, Mzansi, that is all the weather that we have for you now. We'll catch up in the next hour, but for now, let's catch up with the rest of the team and see what we can expect in the rest of the show.
Oh, indeed. Today,
yes.
it's International Mother Language Day. So, of course, we wanted to connect with you on social media and find out, how do you say good morning in your mother language? And, of course, you gave us a few this morning. Sawubona.
Sawubona, Avsheni.
Avsheni.
And I did ask, please, that we see some vendor submissions coming through, some Swati ones, so that we can learn your mother language and see how you say good morning at the start of a brand new day. Let's see some of those comments that have come through. We also got one from Lamabu, who says, is it Buenos Dias?
Buenos Dias.
Buenos Dias, which is good morning in Spanish. Ooh, love that
Hola,
one.
papi.
Ooh, papi. Roseanne Twigs Governor says good morning.
Yes, Jackie Hess also saying good morning. And then Linda Lindsay Kasira says good morning, Expresso team, watching you live from Malawi. And our mother's tongue says good morning. We say Wadzuka Bwanji.
Wadzuka Bwanji.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one. Wadzuka Bwanji. That's out in Malawi. I love that. Jackie Hess says Goeiemorgen. We did get quite a few of those Afrikaans submissions with Teresa Maker saying, good morning, fam. Good morning in Setswana is Dumela for one person and Dumelang for two or more people. we also got another one.
Yes, Obeida Sali saying, Assalamu alaikum, my family and friends. That would be beautiful. And then she said, and then we asked her, of course, what would the right response be? And she said, Alhamdulillah. So thank you so much, Obeida Sali, for getting that. But again, do connect with us. Any languages we are welcoming. Let us know how you say good morning in your mother language. We'd love to hear from you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, welcome back from Mzansi, your feel-good breakfast show, opening up right here on S3 and delivering something so pertinent right now. I think the voice and message out to everybody in Mzansi is to listen up to this, because you're absolutely going to be benefiting from this one. Now, after the loss of and uncertainty, as well as turbulence over the past 2 years, a new book titled Mindfulness, How to Stay Sane in an Insane World, is making mindfulness absolutely easy and accessible to all of us. So author Helen Nicholson has distilled her own business and personal lessons to provide a valuable, practical approach on not just how to cope, but how to thrive in today's world. Now, Helen, it's so good to connect with you this morning. Firstly, let me ask you, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's lovely to be here.
Good to see you as well. Of course, you're looking blue, bright and bold, which I absolutely love, which is exuding all the energy I think we need on this Monday morning. But firstly, let's talk about how sane are you feeling this morning? Speaking about sane and mindfulness, how's your sanity levels this morning?
Well, I slept well, and I'm grateful to be here. So those are two good things, so I'm feeling good.
All right, awesome. Well, off to a good start. Now, I want to dive into you specifically, because obviously you've created this incredible book, which we'll chat about soon. But your career and your journey has been something quite interesting. I mean, quite a polarity in terms of where it started off as an accountant and then moving over to CEO. And I love the title of this. You call yourself the CEO, Chief Excitement Officer of the networking company, which is what you do, training people on soft skills. Where did this incentive come about for you and this passion, and what exactly is the soft skills approach that you're teaching?
Well, I think being an accountant makes me very practical.
Yeah.
So, you know, our work then, it's not kind of something that's like sitting on the top of a mountain in a lotus position. It's deeply practical stuff that people can do immediately in their lives. And regarding soft skills, I think increasingly I always say if soft skills were so soft, then why are they so hard? So, you know, it's increasingly those kind of skills that are actually going to help people's careers go to the next level. So I call them essential skills, not soft skills.
I like that, and I agree with that, because it's often that we get told there's philosophical reasoning as to what we need to do, but there's no practical solution to it. It's like, okay, cool, that makes sense, but how do I do it in my example, in my scenario? And you're someone that's practicing, right? I mean, you've got a business which is like a baby on its own. I've just started one and I'm experiencing all the troubles and challenges with that. But then not only do you have that baby, but you also have two babies. You got twins, right? On top of that. How are you juggling this crazy act of just like 500 babies in one, all these responsibilities, but at the same time you're staying mindfulness on top of that? How?
Well, I can tell you it wasn't a perfect journey.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why I decided to write the book is because it's been a deeply personal journey for me. And I've battled with it as much as everyone else has. So being an entrepreneur, you know, juggling all the different balls. I was a single mom for 10 years. I mean, my twins are big now. They're about to turn 25.
Okay, all right. So the business of twins is quite successful, actually. It's established.
Well, it gives you a great sense of accomplishment to see them turn out to be like really amazing, you know, human beings. But I think I learned some stuff along the way and about how to balance things. I burnt out twice. I nearly died once because I wasn't taking care of myself.
Wow.
And so the lessons that I've learned over my career have helped me. And I thought I wanted to share them and put them in a book to help other people.
I love that because it's also something that I'm sure everybody can relate to, because it's not just something that you've made up from like absolutely nothing. It's something that is a real experience. So with that, I think everybody's going to have an opportunity to connect to this book, and it's something we'll be chatting about in just a bit. Of course, this is just the beginning of Mzansi. Stay with us because we are going to be continuing our conversation on mindfulness, a discussion that's going to absolutely, wake up, I think, a lot of conversation within us, and at the same time, something that's so important right now. I think with everything that we've gone through, a lot of us are struggling with just the thought of how. And I love the fact that we're going to dive into that in just a moment. So, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. We are going to be tackling all of these mindfulness topics. One thing I wanted to ask you about, is there anything that I know we've got a lot of discussion and stuff. Is there any little trick that you have just in terms of like preparing you for the day? I mean, preparing for a session like this, coming to the big world in Mzansi Live, how do we just kind of get into our mindful state and become present? Is there any little tip that you could maybe share?
Breathe.
Breathe, I like that, okay.
We don't breathe properly. And, I do a technique every morning where I take my hands and I put them on my tummy and then I belly breathe.
Ooh, nice.
So you breathe in to the count of 4, you hold your breath for 7, and then you slowly exhale for 8. And you find that immediately just calms you down. So whenever you're feeling nervous or you're feeling anxious about anything, go into the bathroom, do 4, 7, 8 breathing with your, belly breathing, so you don't lift your shoulders like that, and it really helps.
All right, I think I'm going to chat to you more about that, and maybe we can even have a session with you, Adam Mzansi, of course, at home, and we can practice being mindful and practice on our breathing. But before we get into that, let's head back to the kitchen, get the bellies full, and then we'll be back for some more mindfulness.
Well, speaking of mindfulness, self-care does play quite a big role, and when you look good, you feel good. We know this. Now, the kitten eye is here to stay. It is a smaller, subtle version of the cat eye, but just as chic, and it suits most eye shapes. And of course, a good friend of ours, makeup artist and content creator, Renee de Wit, is here to show us how it's done in 3 easy-to-achieve ways. Renee, always good to have you with us. I see you getting the sanitizer on.
The sanitizer ready.
Because my mom messaged me, she's like, something looks weird in you today. Like, you're not an eye makeup. And I was like, no, Renee's actually coming to give us the kitten eye trend. But for those that feel like it's a bit overwhelming, I know you're coming to do an easier version for us.
So you saw I just did this in under 3 minutes, right? In our little ad break.
That's it.
And I just wanted to simplify it. Basically, it's an updated cat eye. So they call it the kitten eye just because it's so much easier. So I'm just going to get masked up and show you quickly my few favorite hacks on how to get this. So the biggest mistake people make is they get the angle of the cat shape wrong. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to get that angle right. So I'm using the W Beauty 6-pan eyeshadow. And then I'm just going to take a pencil, a business card, and then place it.
Take your man's credit card as well.
Right, and go shopping afterwards. So open eyes for me. Just along the bottom lash line. Close eyes. And now I've just got that little template saying to me, that is my perfect angle, right? And then you go over it with the gel liner pencil. I'm actually going to use the retractable today. And just go into that corner. And the beauty of this is like, even if you do make a mistake, which I think everyone's going to make a mistake in the beginning with a kitten eye or a cat eye. It's so easy to clean up your mistakes. I literally take a little bit of eye cream, put it on an earbud, and then just sharpen that edge. And then that way you get hydration and you get that perfect tick. So just going in the lash line, and the beauty of this is you can blend it in with your finger because it needs to look a little bit more natural. Then you look up eyes for me. And we're going to draw just a messy little line along your bottom lash line. And again, your best tool here is your finger. Close eyes. I'm just going to extend that tick. And then lastly, well, not lastly, second last, we're going in with my favorite, the dip liner. This is so foolproof. It's just like taking a Cokie and drawing a line. And even again, if you make a mistake, it's the simplest thing in the world, just to go back in. Use your finger or use that cotton bud just to kind of smooth it out. And you can take your finger to sharpen that edge. And you can do this along your bottom lash line too if you're going out and you want it to be a little bit more dramatic. And then I'm going to go in with my 3-in-1
You love that.
You know I love this one. It is so great. And I know that you don't have your lashes on this morning, but I'm going to show you how to get falsies with mascara. See, I'm doing a zigzag motion, basically, and this just coats every single lash. And when you get to the outer edge, just end outward in your application, if that makes sense. And then you can do the same on your bottom lash line, zigzag motion. And that, in a nutshell, is a kitten eye.
She made it look very easy. I did not breathe at all because whenever I'm doing my own, I'm always trying like to get it as straight as possible, but I think that beautiful tip of putting some eye cream on the cotton bud just to remove anything. Simple, easy, you're ready, the kitten. I feel like I want to prrr, Evan, just because I got the kitten eye ready for you guys. Of course, for you at home, remember you can use the Woolies virtual try-on feature on the Woolworths app and website to help you find your perfect shade before buying it at Woolworths, and that of course is available in store, online, or on the Woolies app. You're welcome.
Woolworths brings you the beauty brands you love. From the icons you swear by to local favorites. From clean beauty to coveted fragrances. Your most loved beauty brands. Edited for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and continuing the conversation that is so vital to all of us right now. We're talking about mindfulness, and a recent national survey conducted by a leading pharmaceutical firm and advocate for mental wellness has revealed a significant increase in psychological and emotional stress among South Africans because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, we are continuing the conversation around mindfulness and how we can stay sane with author Helen Nicholson. Well, we were having an incredible chat earlier about obviously some of the practical ways of being mindful. We were digging into the book, but an alarming fact and a statistic that we've just been discussing now shot up by 56%. We're talking about stress in South Africa since the pandemic started. Our stress levels have shot up by 56%. That is huge. That is monumental. Why? What's happening? Can we do something about it?
I think in many ways, COVID forced us to be more mindful.
Yeah.
So Warren Buffett has that wonderful saying where he says, you can see who's swimming naked when the tide goes out.
Okay.
And I think that's what's happened with the pandemic, is literally, so if a marriage was in trouble, then, you know, COVID revealed it. If a relationship was in problem, if you didn't like your job or your work. So everything was revealed. So in some ways, and when you were stuck in hard lockdown in your four walls of your house, there was nowhere to run, you know, and I think we spend a lot of our lives self-soothing ourselves with Netflix and, you know, we keep busy and a whole lot of other things. And suddenly, all of that was taken away. And we had to confront ourselves. And I think that's why the stress levels have gone up so much.
I like that. It's almost like this analogy of a lot of us, you know, when we push some of our issues under the rug or under the couch, and then essentially it was almost like COVID came and just whooped the rug away, and then we were exposed to all the truths and our realities, which a lot of it also involved the fact that we are tired, right? Like we're overworked. And one of the things that you chat about and unpack in your book especially is how to incorporate strategic recovery into our daily lives. I love the idea and the sound of that, but what exactly does that concept mean?
So sports people will always perform and they recover. Any sports person will have recovery built into their schedule.
Yes.
And us as business people, we just perform. And you know, a lot of people say to me, 2022, I'm going to perform better. And then I say to them, well, how is your recovery strategy going to be amplified? Because you've got to increase both at the same time. So I love words. So I imagine your day as a sentence. And at the end of your day, my question is, what is your full stop? At the end of your day, because often we don't even have a comment. That's why we're still sitting on our laptops, on our phone. You know, so something that you do that marks the end of your day. So, you know, I often will have a bath and I change clothes. So that symbolizes to my body, okay, now we're done with work. We're now moving into like a relaxed kind of part of the evening.
Okay.
Imagine your week as a paragraph. What do you do on the weekend to recover? You know, and almost having some kind of digital detox. And the research is very compelling around that, is start taking your phone and putting it somewhere else, because those constant bings, you know, of our phone are not helping us with relaxation. And then imagine your chapter as a month. What are you doing monthly to recover? Because often the only way we know that February is about to change to March is through debit orders come through our account, which is not a great,
so true,
you know, we need some positive rituals. And lastly, holidays, you know, at the end of a year. And I think increasingly in South Africa, we've had that old-fashioned paradigm where you take one December holiday. And I think as people's stress levels have risen, we've actually got to break it down and have little mini recovery breaks.
Yeah, but not only that, it's like we force that time of recovery into such a small period in the year that we become so busy trying to do the things that we hoped we would do at the end of the year that we're actually more busy in the holidays. Come back into the year, you're not refreshed, you haven't recovered. Speaking of recovery as well, one thing that I've been diving to and something we chatted about just off air earlier, sleep. It is such a pivotal thing when it comes to recovery and obviously incorporating the strategy that you speak about where it comes to intentional recovery. Something for me that I'm experiencing right now, just trying to make changes in time and quality of sleep. And on top of that, I love how you mentioned the technology that we are using that is now not becoming a positive marker. You try to go to bed and then you hear ping, you get distracted, you get woken up, and then you get pulled into your phone again, and that deep abyss can carry on for hours until, whoa, the sun's come up. Your reasoning behind sleep, though, I'm sure you can tell us more about this and elaborate on its importance exactly, especially for someone trying to be mindful at the end of the day, right?
So I believe unashamedly you need to sleep your way to the top.
Sleep your way to the top.
7 to 8 hours on a great mattress.
Okay.
You know, because I think we spend so much time. First of all, we don't spend money on our mattresses.
Yeah.
I would, if I didn't do this, I would be a mattress salesperson. I feel very strongly about it because you must be feeling like $1 million when you get up.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to create the right environment. But I think there was an old-fashioned paradigm, we were talking about it off air, about sleeping when you're dead. And we used to wear our sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. And I think what's happened in the last kind of couple of years, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, he sleeps for 8 hours a day. Why does he do that? Because he knows it makes him more strategic, it makes him a better husband, a better father, a better everything. And those are the people I think we increasingly need to have as our sleep role models, and not the people who were sleeping like 2-3 hours in the past.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And of course, this conversation is going to continue, Mzansi. One more thing before we get into it, there's an incredible competition opportunity for you. And let me read this out. So you can get your hands on this absolute gem of a book. It's called Mindfulness, How to Stay Sane in an Insane World. And it's available in major bookstores, online directly, as well as on Amazon and the Kindle ebook. Now, we are doing an incredible giveaway. And all you need to do is answer the question, what helps you to stay sane in a busy world? As simple as that. What helps you stay sane in a busy world? Come through, answer our questions, and share them on our Expresso Facebook page. And of course, the terms and conditions can be found at expressoshow.com. And the competition closes at 12 o'clock on Wednesday. So get entering, because you definitely want to have this book and this tool to success in your arsenal. One more conversation coming through, and we're going to be practical about this and help you at home become mindful. So don't go anywhere.
Yep, all about those practical breathing exercises, and it looks like we've got some fantastic life hacks coming your way. So a great conversation there, but now time to have a little bit of fun outside of that. And I suppose refill our own cups now this morning, because laughter is the best medicine. And we've all played 30 seconds before, but have you ever played the Expresso edition this morning? We are bringing you 30 seconds with a little twist where each word is associated with something that happened on the show this morning. So before Anslicious performs for us, we've decided to see who was really paying attention for the last hour and a half. So let's get started. I always get nervous about it because I have like a 3-second attention
I feel like I was sleeping this entire morning.
Yeah, exactly. He has been sleeping.
Have I really? Have I really?
Yeah, no, you're allowed to. On the day after your birthday, you're allowed to. Okay, so Anslin,
I'm like just trying to breathe.
I need a little Anslin in my life, okay? You strike me as being a fiercely intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Fiercely
No pressure.
intelligent, yeah.
National television.
Okay,
Wonderful.
are you okay at 30 seconds?
I think I'm okay.
Because the two of you guys are teaming up.
Yeah,
You
we're
guys
gonna
are a
we're gonna
team.
smash you.
You're
We're
a
gonna
pair
absolutely
here.
crush the
Uncle
two of you.
Tabs,
You and I see
hey.
you. We are together.
Birthday. Please bring that energy.
Bring
you
the
got
new,
this,
the
you got
new
it.
year, the new season energy.
Okay,
Cool,
so
let's
what we're
go.
going to do is you're going to pass that first card down to Tabi, so I'm going to pass this one to you. So you guys are going to rock your little team. Anslin and I are going to have our... And can Anslin start because he's a guest?
Yes.
Hey?
Yes, absolutely. He must start.
All right, and then I'm
Precisely
going to
for that
just...
reason.
I'm going to try and share one mind with you. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds to get through all of that, and I've got faith. In 3, 2, 1, go for it.
Cool. This was a flower that Diana Ferrus spoke about in one of her poems.
Ooh,
it's also our national flower.
A protea.
100%. If we are together, we are in a...
Relationship.
100%. If you have lost your mind, you are...
Mad, insane.
Insane.
In the membrane.
Tabiso had it stuck on his hand or his fingers.
I do have it stuck.
Oh, turmeric.
Yeah. And
turmeric.
then we can speak it, but we can also use our hands to do it.
Language.
100%.
Wow! This is impressive. Off to a really good start. Well done. You're really good. That was fantastic. Wow. Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay, cool. Jamie, do you want to then go for our team? You got
Okay,
to
I
go
will.
first, yeah.
Oh, nice one, Anslin. Beautiful stuff. Whoa.
That was beautiful.
I feel more intelligent because I got those answers right. You were so good, you made me look good, man. Well
What
done.
about the
guys are
company
great.
keep, eh?
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We got this, Tabiso.
Okay,
Are you
we
ready?
do
Who's
have
going
this.
first?
Yes.
I'm going to go first.
Jamie's going to go with the clues first.
Ready?
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Here we go.
Two,
Not
one, go.
Liverpool, but...
Manchester United.
There we go.
Nice.
A drink, not a cocktail, but a...
Beer.
No, non-alcoholic version of
I don't know anything
cocktail.
like that.
If I'm joking you, I am.
If you're doing what?
If I'm joking with you.
You're kidding.
Another word for kidding, like if I'm making
You're
fun
messing,
of you.
you're playing.
Okay. If
You're teasing.
5.
so, listen. When you
3.
that PDF file.
Oh, wow.
You're mocking. You see, you went. You took a left turn.
And if you're joking with me, what was that one?
No, well, she was going for
I was like, I
mocking
can't
you.
get mocked.
Oh, are we still there? I thought we'd moved past that one a while ago.
It was a mockery.
It was a mockery.
But that was great, my friend. Thank you for the energy. Just, I think we did
Yeah,
brilliant.
we will do better.
We'll do better.
We all
I think you fell down with the fact that you've never had a mocktail before.
No.
All right, round number 2.
Oh, jeez.
Are you ready, buddy? Are you ready? Okay. In
2, 1, and
go. Okay, you make them out of meat. It's little balls that you put on the... It's Greek. You put them on a skewer.
Societies, kebabs.
The Greek version of, okay, if something is made out of flour and it's delicious and you bake it, it is
Donuts,
the whole general term for those things that are made that way.
Dessert,
if they're baked, okay, it's a
I
fruit,
almost wanna
it's
give him
yellow
answer.
and it's long.
4.
3, 2, 1. Your time is up.
Do you know where I got us with koftas? I mean, a lamb kofta, that's a difficult one. Come
Why would I
on.
think about a lamb? Whatever.
Hey?
So early in the morning.
I know, lamb koftas got us, okay?
So sorry.
And a banana. I thought I could have gotten banana.
Because they were putting up a racket.
They were, they were.
No.
I just said like long and yellow, and he was like, ah.
So you have to get all of these correct for us to
Okay,
win.
so let's try
Okay, we
this
still
one,
have a
right?
chance. We still have a chance, Anti-licious.
Don't hold your
Breath.
correct.
Shoo, mama.
You sometimes have relationship.
Problems. Experts.
Another word for problems. Relationship.
Difficulties.
Another word. Relationship.
20 seconds.
That's with her? Okay, I can't say
No.
that. Sometimes I say that Ryle is like a work of
Art.
correct.
I feel like that's the easiest card.
And then we communicate in it, but not sign, but
Language.
correct.
Had this-
Relationship.
Issues.
Correct.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, we got it all. Correct.
No.
That's right.
Well done.
Put it here.
Fantastic.
Put it here.
A It's a tie. Well done. No, I feel like I kind of let the side down there. Banana, man. Come on. Banana. No, it was the lamb koftas.
It's long and yellow.
Well, you were superb, and you did prove yourself to be fiercely intelligent, just as I knew you would be. But congratulations to the winning team, guys. I think you get it. You've proven that the one brain cell you share.
Hey, Trey!
We're going to go, we're going to get, of course, a phenomenal performance by, I think, probably one of the most vocally gifted performers we've ever had on the show. So Anslin is going to stick around just for you. You don't want to miss it.
Simple as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Mzansi. It's time to slow things down, be present and breathe. Because we've been learning how to stay sane, remain sane in an insane world through a book written by Helen Nicholson. Now, I believe a great way in which we can stay sane is through breathing exercises. Now, obviously, we've got the specialist here, so I'm hoping she can take us through some of the easy steps on how we can stay sane and reach our sanity. Helen, we've been having such an incredible conversation, diving into this book, diving into some of the tips on how to be mindful, but maybe we can take a practical approach and also maybe assist Mzansi right now in how they can work on that mindfulness. And one of those, obviously, breathing, right? A big component of that.
Shall we give it a bash?
Yeah, I'm keen. Are we getting straight into it?
If everyone on the watching, make sure your feet are firmly on the floor, take your hands and put them on your tummy and close your eyes. And I'll count, we'll do it once. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold our breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly exhale through your mouth like you're going downstairs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can slowly open your eyes. And generally, if you battle to sleep, that's also a great one. You can lie there and you can do it like numerous times and it just calms your whole body.
So it's something that can kind of transition you from, let's say, the chaos into something a little bit more like sane and something a bit more slow-paced, right? And I think it's a good example and a good practice, something that we can incorporate before performing on stage, before coming onto the show, maybe.
Exactly.
I mean, even just closing eyes and breathing for me is always something that just kind of allows you to ground and be present. Are there any other ways in which we can sort of create a catalyst for just being mindful and being present? Are there any other practices we could achieve?
So 2 that I can immediately think of.
Yeah.
1 is practicing gratitude.
Okay.
All of us have got things to be grateful for. And what I realized with the research for the book, how negative our brain actually is. I mean, our brain is designed to protect us. It's constantly looking for things that can go wrong. So our brain is actually not designed to make us happy. And to practice gratitude, before you go to bed every night, write write down all the things that you're grateful for. It's a complete game changer. And around your work is stop multitasking. You know, this was a huge one for me because I always define myself around my ability to multitask. And when you do one thing well, do it one thing well at a time. You know, switch off your WhatsApp, switch off your email notifications, and do one thing at a time, because our brain is not designed to have 700 tabs open at the same time.
So speaking practically again, I mean, let's use an example. We get into the office, it's Monday. Everybody's probably going to be doing that right now. Overwhelmed with some emails that they didn't answer on Friday, knowing that they've got a big deadline on Tuesday. How do they get on top of their game? How do they manage that inevitable stress that they're going to be incurring? And the fact that Mondays for people are generally very overwhelming. The first step, what would be the process in dealing with this day before we even tackle the work? What would you suggest?
So I would do periods of deep work. So deep work are preferably 90 minutes, where you switch off your phone, you switch off your email and notifications, and you do whatever is the most important thing of that day, and you do it first.
So prioritize that main thing that's really bothering you. Okay.
And then you start, because the problem is that our brain doesn't like being yanked around all over the place. So when you're busy in an Excel spreadsheet and then your WhatsApps are going and your email notifications, even if you don't go and open that email, your brain goes there, and then we constantly switching gears the whole time, and your brain doesn't like that, and it makes us less productive, and it also makes us unhappy. That's why we get to the end of a day and we feel like we've been busy, but we haven't actually accomplished much, because we constantly task switching. And that would be my biggest one. If you're starting work on a Monday, do one thing well at a time, 90 minutes deep work, and then, you know, move into the other stuff.
I absolutely love that. And of course, a great way to start the day. Tackle the biggest obstacles that you have, because the rest is kind of downhill from there, right?
Exactly.
It's just easy. Well, Helen, you've been an absolute pleasure to chat to. Obviously, I think you've educated me and the rest of Mzansi, especially on something so important right now, mindfulness. And on top of that, we've also got this incredible book and giveaway for you, Mzansi. So come through and answer the question about what helps you to stay sane in a busy world. And you can answer that question on our Facebook page. The terms and conditions do apply. That's on the expressoshow.com. But of course, that competition does close 12 o'clock on Wednesday. You definitely want to have this book in your arsenal. It's not just a book, it's a tool. It's something that can unlock all the potential that you have within you and allow you to just be more present and more mindful, and of course, stay sane in all this sanity. Helen, thank you so much. I hope you have an incredible start to your week, and you too, Mzansi.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And we are all here for all of it. Now, speaking of keeping sane, remember, a coffee a day keeps the grumpy away. It's guaranteed. It's a fact. Now, make it new. Make it Woolies. Woolworths have launched their new and exciting range of innovations for everyone, from mocktails, which I absolutely love, despite what Graham has said previously, and booster bowls, to individually crafted patisseries, booster powders, and a whole lot more. And here to introduce us to this exciting range of innovations and fantastic things, and, you know, make 2 DIY latte mixes is the one and the only Chef Clem. Clem, it's so good to see you. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Hey.
Mondays are like, we just spoke about this. You have to start Mondays off really well.
You have to start here.
Yeah.
So that despite what happens during the week, it can only go go high.
Okay, the logic just went out, but just start Monday.
Yeah, just start here and
best foot forward.
And fly. That's
okay,
it.
So I'm going to make you some delicious lattes, but before we do that, let's talk about the range. So this is everything that's new to Woolies, and the way you can find that is look for the little green dot over there.
What are those things?
That's an indicator that it's new. It says,
oh,
new.
New. Oh, wow, okay. New. Okay.
One more time. The green dot on the packaging is because it's
new. Although I have seen that green dot, because I've previously thought it meant vegan. I've seen it say vegan before. That's why I was thrown off a little.
It means it's new. Don't confuse the people. Okay. Let's talk about the newness. Starting off with those mocktails, because I don't know what happened over there, but mocktails, I was told to bring it up again. Okay.
Yes.
So Woolies have an amazing range of mocktails, which I absolutely love. And when you walk past, you were like, oh, G&Ts.
Yeah.
And it's not even 9 o'clock. Yes, you can.
Clem, come on, you can't do that.
There's no alcohol in it, so perfectly
which is
good. It's great. It's also served in glass, great for picnics.
Yes.
And I love them. So that's our 2 selections. So if you had to pick between, we've got the G&T and we've also got the pomegranate flavored G&T. Which would you go for?
I would go for the G&T Classic.
Okay, I'm going to build a collection. I'll just bring everything over to you in the end. Okay,
great.
So you're going to go for the Classic.
Okay.
Then booster bowls are absolutely...
What are booster bowls?
Amazing. Okay, so we've seen them before. This is the new range now. Comes in plant-based, okay? Over here we've got the Mexican-style one. Also the chicken and miso.
Oh, wow.
The variety is amazing, which means you can eat a different bowl every day. And it's the monotony of not knowing what to eat for dinner. That's always going to be a good solution. Okay.
That's really good.
So we've got the classic G&T. Between your chicken and miso bowl and your Mexican bowl, what are you going to go for?
I'd go for the Mexican bowl.
Mexican bowl, okay.
A real Mexican bowl, for sure.
Then you've already eyed the desserts. All right? The Woolies new line of patisserie. Oh, it is so good, okay?
And the fact that they're so compact and nice, sort of like individually crafted, which is really, really stunning, right?
I love that you said that, because imagine like replating that in a beautiful bowl and like making as if you've made it.
Yeah,
you know
which is something that's my brand, to pretend that I made the Woolies stuff.
That is
and hopefully
the life.
My friends are watching.
That is the life. Okay, so between that, you can go for the caramel petit gâteau, which is a chocolate like a mousse with salted caramel dripped over it, all on a salted little cookie at the bottom, okay? Or you can go for the nut slice, the chocolate nut slice, which has got hazelnut, chocolate ganache. Okay, which one are you going for?
It's hard to pick. I want them all.
Okay, you know what? You can have it all. So you get the classic.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
I will grab that. This is really fantastic because I must say that during lockdown, when initially people couldn't buy alcohol, mocktails did grow in popularity.
There we go.
And I think that for a lot of people, they did start to appreciate them a lot more than they previously had.
And even when the levels eased a bit, people are still appreciating
buying
them.
them. That's really fantastic.
We don't have a lot of time, but there's one more category for me, and that's the organic powders. Organic turmeric, organic beetroot powder, organic cocoa, organic ginger, okay? You can we're gonna make it a little. I was going to ask you for some help, but I see you into your desserts. You go for the dessert.
I'm already diving in. It's really, really stunning.
I'm going to make a turmeric latte for you. Super simple. And we're going to start off with some milk. And you can use dairy milk, you can use soy milk, you can use rice milk, any milk, okay?
Okay, great. So you're heating up your milk first, is that the trick?
And then we're going to add some turmeric. That's going to go in there. And then ginger. It's going to be nice and fiery. I see I've got your attention because you stopped with your dessert. So that's good. That's good.
Pay attention. I'm watching you.
Okay. Ginger is going in. And this is some potent ginger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Like, really,
Yes, it reminds me of Khammer beer, ginger beer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Ginger goes in. Then, did you know that for the absorption of turmeric to happen in your body, you need a little bit of pepper? A little bit of pepper, okay?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It just aids it. So, in we go the pepper. Then we're going to go some cardamom powder, a little bit, and cinnamon.
Sure.
Okay.
You're really packing all of those good...
It's so full of flavor.
Good things in there, yeah.
So we're going to go with honey today, but you could also add a few dates to this drink. And then as the milk heats up, the dates will then soften, and you can just blend it all up. It makes an amazing hot drink.
Oh, and the smell.
You can smell. It's pretty like...
smell the aromas of all of those good things in there. Nice, yeah?
So serve it nice and hot, or serve it over ice as a chilled drink. How are those desserts? You went in for the caramel petit gâteau. It is so decadent. So decadent. I don't know if you can actually hold it up. You see the layers inside there.
It really is all about the layers. I was going to say that you are tasting something different at every bite. It's so, so delicious. Nice.
And it's rich. I mean, those are for two people. So Tabzi has now taken two, kept it on the same thing, and the rules are the rules. So now you get to keep both.
You can't be sharing like that.
No, so it's both yours. What a treat.
I mean, you know. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
So what do you think about the range?
I love it. I'm obsessed with this because I think it's going to make entertaining so much easier. When you haven't got the time, even if you do have the time and you really want something special that's quite indulgent, this is it. This is the girl to go to. The range is that girl.
She is.
I love her.
Good.
Mix all of that up?
Mix it all up, pour it in your mug, and you're good to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
This is easy.
That's it. So, now, I know you've got something in your mouth. Do you want to try this?
I would like to try that.
Okay. Try not to miss.
Try that. So you can go onto woolworths.co.za to really check out this range of innovations. They really have made entertaining that much easier. And are really going the extra mile to make sure that they bring not only the different, I suppose, flavors and interesting experiences in desserts, but also in those booster bowls, but also in drinks too. So there really is something for any occasion. Oh,
and these powders,
that looks so good.
Okay, I know I'm messing because I'm an awkward lefty. These powders are amazing. You can also use them in baking, which people like. If you want to get that nice, vibrant color in your bakes.
You can really just add them on there. Oh, this is
yeah, it's a double-walled mug, so you find it not going to burn.
Really, really stunning. Okay, well, obviously it's very hot, so I'm not going to be doing that on screen right now. But just the smell of it. Oh, it is so,
the color,
good.
the smell,
Right?
You just, I mean, it's like sunshine in a glass.
It really is, and it looks like it too. So go on to Woolworths.co today and check out the Woolworths difference. It's all about being different in the way that you approach your hosting game, and you level up in that regard. And you will see all of them will have that green sticker. It says new. Try it out. Make it new, make it exciting, make it Woolies.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. You're still live with Expresso as we now turn to property investments. A couple of light bulbs have gone off, I am sure. Now, I want you to think about this. Have you ever imagined making 500,000 Rand in 24 hours? I can guarantee you have. I certainly have. Well, Michael Bowen has definitely done that. Many people think of investing as a scary game, and it can be a little bit daunting, I think, but it's also the next big thing in establishing a future, your future. We talk about generational wealth, this long-term financial goal. Investment is key. And joining us this morning to unpack this topic, we welcome the very experienced property investor who started from the ground up, literally, and helps others to do the same, Mr. Michael Bowen. Michael, great to connect with you, my friend.
Thank you very much. What a lovely audience you have, and what a great place you have.
You've already had about 5 different conversations with different people about property investments. I'm sorry, but that's what it's going to be like here, because people, I think, are desperate to start that journey. They want to be able to create some kind of long-term investment plan. So how does investing with Michael Bowen work? Where do we start?
Where do we start? So, first of all, investing isn't necessarily with me, it's with my team. And so I want to break down quickly what investing really is. Investing is the traditional person goes and works, and they exchange time for their money. And what investing is, you're actually exchanging money for more money. And the nice part about that is you don't need to keep working harder and harder, but you actually work smarter and smarter.
The money works harder and harder.
The money works harder and harder for you, which is the way you want it to have happen. And it can work in parallel to what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, and many of our investors do that. They come and invest with us whilst they work a 9-to-5 job in order to build up additional streams of income, as well as that wealth. And that wealth one is a big one. And if I may, can I give you 2 examples of properties we've gone into? So that property I just spoke about now, that 500,000 Rand profit we made, essentially we went out to solve problems. And that's what we do as property investors. We look for people with problems and we go, how can we help you? And most of the times they want to sell property quickly and they've got other financial challenges. and we go in and we help them out. Now, that one we bought at 1.1 million, and the next day I had an offer in at 1.65 million, making 500,000 Rand basically in 24 hours. And those are the kind of deals we love. Now, I think around property investing, there's kind of two parts to it. The first part is you want to get the bank to finance the majority of the purchase. Okay. So anybody coming in, you've got to make sure that you've got great credit and you want to be able to purchase that part of the property. But the second part is you've got problems to solve, both for the seller and for yourself. And that's where we take investor cash. And we like to bring people along that journey with us. And those are the deals we love. And the second the second property I want to talk about then is we recently did a deal in Bloemfontein. And now Bloemfontein, not everyone thinks it's Bloemfontein as
the prime spot, yeah.
Prime spot in South Africa, but it is. Anywhere in this country, anybody can make money anywhere. And so we found this property in Bloemfontein, a small 39 square meter apartment. And the seller wanted to sell very quickly. We had the cash available and we bought it. And we actually started making money, about 9,000 Rand in the first month before we even owned the property. So before we took ownership, we were already making money. And that's what we like. And that money went straight away back to paying the investor his loan back. And we offer great interest rates back to our investors. And that's investing.
I love that. You have made it sound really simple, but obviously that's the compound knowledge of years of playing in that space to be able to identify the problem, then obviously the solution, and therein the transaction that's going to make you the money. Is it safe? And am I guaranteed of a return on that investment?
I love that question. So with us, yes. First question is it safe? So we work with banks. Banks are going to finance a property. So there's no bank in this country who's not going to finance a property that's got no value to it. There has to be a value to it in order to get that 100% bond. So there's the first part of, is it safe? Second part is, am I going to get my money back? And I'd rather just use a live example, and a very real example, which some of the people in this country are definitely going through. So my own father worked for 45 years to get a retirement income. Now, at the end of that, he gets this nice little retirement income, which sits there on the market, generating about 5% interest. But that retirement fluctuates, that income and that variance goes on the stock market. The stock markets fluctuate quite quickly. So he invested with us. And within 1 year, we've given him all his retirement money back.
Wow.
That's retirement money. It's a life earning. We've given him all that back, plus his interest. More, 3 times more than what he got or was getting before. Does that say it's safe or not when you're using your own parents' retirement income? I'd lost that.
Yeah. Well, you'd be using a different story now.
I'll be using a vast story.
But I love that, and it does speak to a level of trust, because you have to enter into the space with an understanding that there is going to be trust there. How can people get in touch with you? What's the best way to start this journey?
So there's multiple ways to start on the journey. You can start like I did about, 19 years ago now, and you read the book, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, which is a well-known book, and you go out and you buy a property and you do what I did, and you lose 20,000 euros in month one. That's one way of not doing it. What we prefer is kind of giving people the education. So we say, come and work with us, come and invest with us, and we'll actually show you the ins and the outs of the deal. We're not going to give you a book. We're going to bring you in.
Walk you through, yeah.
We're going to walk you through it. And that example in Bloemfontein is a prime example. Our investor, Nick, came and invested with us, and he came through from the beginning, how we found the property, how we financed the property, the conversations you have back and forth with the bank to ensure the great interest rate and the prime lending or prime minus, and actually make sure you secure the deal at the right price. So we say, come and work with us, watch how we do it, and then go and do it. So in essence, we're actually going to pay you to learn.
Yeah, teach them how
We're going to teach you how to do it, and we love doing that. We love sharing. That's our prime goal in life, is to teach more. It's why we want to go into schools and teach them about property investing from a young age, to think on a business mindset.
It should be one of the cornerstones of our financial makeup. I absolutely get that. Oh, man, I wish we had more time. I have no doubt more people are going to corner you on the way out, so I don't know what you charge by the hour, but hopefully you're going to make something back from this investment. Thank you so much for taking this first step. I know a lot of people are looking for that long-term wealth generation. This could be the safest way of doing it, but I love the fact that you're going to walk through this journey, create a vehicle, a mechanism for creating wealth, and repeat that over and over, but you are learning and working with an amazing team. Buddy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thanks for all the advice off the books. Maybe this is that moment for you to start looking at your own financial journey. This could be the time for you to start investing now, and this is a great way to take that first step.
It is also time for us to have a final look at those news headlines. Starting on the local front, 9 suspects, including employees of the Oudtshoorn Traffic Department in the Western Cape, have been arrested for allegedly issuing fraudulent driver's licenses. Now, the arrests were made during Operation Vula. Police spokesperson Malcolm Poiki says they've also arrested the owner and employees of a driving school in the area. A vehicle, computers, and an undisclosed amount of cash was seized during the arrests. The suspects, aged between 34 and 61, will appear in the Oudtshoorn Magistrates Court today. Then the National Institute of Communicable Diseases is asking communities to be vigilant after outbreaks of typhoid fever in Northwest and the Western Cape. Meanwhile, the City of Cape Town's MACO member for water and sanitation, Zid Badruddin, has stressed that messages on community WhatsApp groups are inaccurately linking the typhoid fever outbreak to Cape Town's tap water. He said messages asking the public to not drink the city's tap water is fake news, as it is quite safe for human consumption. Then on the international front, the U.S. State Department has announced that it is freezing nearly $160 million in foreign aid to Burkina Faso. The announcement follows a detailed assessment of the events leading to the overthrow of President Roch Kabore in late January, which the U.S. has now determined was indeed a military coup. It comes weeks after both the African Union and West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, suspended Burkina Faso as a member of state. Then Queen Elizabeth is experiencing mild cold-like symptoms but expects to continue light duties at Windsor over the coming week. Buckingham Palace has said this. Now, a statement reads, and I quote, "She will continue to receive medical attention and will follow all the appropriate guidelines." The Queen, who will be turning 96 in April, had been in contact with her eldest son and heir, the Prince of Wales, who tested positive last week. The announcement comes weeks after the UK's longest reigning monarch reached her platinum jubilee of 70 years on the 6th of Feb. And then on Friday, we told you of 4 lions rescued from a circus in France and which has now been resettled in Shamwari Reserve in the Eastern Cape. Well, this morning, we have more excellent news on a new home for the 4 big cats. Well, it's 2 tigers abandoned by a traveling circus in Argentina and their 2 grown offspring. They will soon have a new home in Bethlehem in the Free State. Now, a rescue mission coordinated by 4 Paws, a global animal welfare organization, is preparing to rescue the family of tigers from Argentina to relocate them to Lions Rock Big Cat Sanctuary at Bethlehem. The tigers have been housed in a train carriage for 15 years. They were cooped up and limited to a 75 square meter carriage for over a decade. Now, all those years in such a small space have affected their mental and physical well-being. We have a window of opportunity now to rescue them, and we sure will do just that. And this was said by the head of the rescue mission and 4 Paws veterinarian, Dr. Amir Khalil. On that good note, that is where we leave your news headlines here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's kick off the sports now with our Premier League action from the weekend and possibly the game of the season so far. Harry Kane scored twice, including a 95th minute winner. As Spurs snapped their 3-game losing streak to end Man City's winning run with a very impressive 3-2 victory. In his first appearance, Dejan Kulusevski, he opened the scoring in the 4th minute. That was before Ilkay Gundogan levelled matters in the 23rd. Then Harry Kane scored on the hour mark before Riyad Mahrez scored a penalty in the closing stages that seemingly saved a point for the hosts, but then Kane headed home in the final seconds of the match to secure the win. And jumping at the opportunity, Liverpool came from behind to beat a spirited Norwich 3-1. Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Luis Diaz with the goals there. Then Chelsea, they claimed a narrow 1-0 win over Crystal Palace, while Arsenal just edged out Brentford 2-1. And then Man United claimed back-to-back wins after a frantic 4-2 win over Leeds. Then bringing it back home for cricket, the Rocks claimed their 4th win of the season. That was after an 8-run win over the Dolphins. So the Paul side were restricted to just 119 for 9 in their allotted 20 overs. That as Peter Malan top scored with 33. And Ethan Bosch was the star with the ball, taking 3 for just 23 in his 4 overs. In response, the Durban side could only manage to score 111 in their allotted overs. Ziad Abrahams taking 3 wickets, with the Dolphins never really finding their rhythm with the bat. Then in the day's other game, we saw the Lions beating the Knights by 5 wickets. Jacques Sharks. Neyman scoring 39 to help the Knights post 127 for 8. Then Tsepo Ntuli and Malusi Saboto both taking 3 wickets apiece. Mitchell van Buren then blasted 67 not out to see the Joburg side home with 5 deliveries to spare. Then we retreated to some very high-level rugby locally this weekend. The Sharks and the Cheetahs made the most of the Bulls' bye this weekend by leapfrogging the defending champions on that Currie Cup log, as both sides maintained their respective unbeaten starts to the season. So in an exciting Saturday later afternoon match played on the Highveld, the Sharks withstood a brave second-half fight back from the Lions to surge to the top of the standings, courtesy of that 45-31 triumph. Meanwhile, in the earlier encounter in the day down in Nelspruit, the Cheetahs, they outplayed the Pumas 28-17 for their 3rd win in as many games. Then on Friday evening, the Griquas overcame the Western Province outfit by 22 points to 20 in a nail-biting encounter in Kimberley. That was for their 3rd consecutive victory for the men from the Northern Cape over the Cape Town outfit. And then finally, he's the man of the moment. JC Ritchie became the first player in the history of the Cape Town Open to successfully defend his title, and also the first multiple winner of the Sunshine Tour and Challenge Tour event at the Royal Cape Golf Club yesterday. So Ritchie holds a magnificent 30-foot birdie putt on the 18th to win by 1 shot on 18 under par with the final round of 68. And Belgium's Christopher Mevis, he took 2nd place on 17 under with a closing round of 66, while the South African Zander Lombard and Bryce Easton, they both played rounds of 70, and then Northern Ireland's Tom McKibben, he shared 3rd on 15 under par for the tournament. Well, that's a wrap of your Monday morning sports. Let's get one last take on the weather, get a global perspective, and of course some of the temperatures you can expect here in SA.
Thanks so much, Gina, for the final look at the weather this morning. And speaking abroad, where NASA scientists have analyzed images of the Tonga volcano eruption on the 15th of January from 2 satellites orbiting Earth. Now, the 57-kilometer high plume of ash makes it the largest volcanic eruption satellites have ever captured, as the Pacific volcano shot a burst of ash and gases into the sky with a force of about 10 megatons of TNT. Now, 2 weather satellites were passing overhead. Now, the spacecraft captured the eruption in infrared every 10 minutes for about 13 hours. The initial outburst of ash rocketed 57 kilometers high, and it took the volcanic plume some 30 minutes to travel that high. Then a secondary plume rose more than 50 kilometers high. NASA said that prior to this, the largest known volcanic plume ever captured by satellite was Mount Pinatuba's 1991 eruption. Now, that plume shot 35 kilometers into the sky above the Philippines. Well, we move from interesting weather news back to our own shores, where we showcase the incredible, stunning sunrise views and images captured by you, our beautiful viewers. And we start off the week with this stunning shot captured by Brian Smith from Mossel Bay, showing off the clouds stretched across the area, illuminated with hues of pink. Avid photographer was next up, and long-standing fan of the show, Luis G. Cherry, sharing this incredible and obviously another stunning shot from the Vaal Dam, showing off stunning rays of light across the area as the sun breaks through some cloud cover. Beautiful stuff indeed. 7 a.m. however saw Renee Lamar sharing the stunning shot from Glen Eden on the Wild Coast. She's becoming a family member of ours, and just take a look at that beautiful orange hue cast across the clouds. Last but not least, Adrian Fransman from Craddock capturing this slightly moodier silhouetted shot of the sky in his area, showing off the sun breaking through the clouds, casting an absolutely beautiful glow across the sky. What can I say, Mzansi? Well done. You absolutely stepped the bar up this week, getting us set off and seeing how you start your day wherever you are, and we can't thank you enough. Keep sending those beautiful pictures in. For now, let's take one last look at the temperatures across the country. And starting off in Polokwane, thunder showers coming through with a low of 18 and a high of 29. Mbombela sees the day starting at 21, moving up to 30 with thunder showers. Pretoria, no rain on your side of the town, 19, moving up to 32. And Johannesburg, the sun continues, 16, moving up to a high of 29 degrees. Over in Mahikeng, the day starting at 17, moving up to 34 with some sunny skies. Klerksdorp, much the same with the sun, 15, moving up to a nice warm 33 degrees. And Kimberley following suit, 13, moving up to 33 degrees, and much the same for Bloemfontein. Sunny skies all the way around, 10, moving up to a nice warm 30 degrees Celsius. Over in Richards Bay, the sunny skies continue, 22, moving up to 30 degrees Celsius. Pietermaritzburg, however, the thunder showers do continue at 18 low, moving up to a high of 29. And Durban carries on with the rain and thunder showers, showers, 22 moving up to 28 degrees. Mthatha finishing off the area with thunder showers coming in from a low of 16 to a high of 27 degrees. Over in East London, 17 is your low, moving up to a high of 25 with some sunny skies, and much the same for Craddock with a low of 12 and a high of 31. Berga sees the sun continue with a low of 15 and a high of 24, and George 14 moving up to 24 with sunny skies all the way around. Over in the mother city, the sun continues, 15 moving up to a high of 22. Worcester sees the day starting at 12, warming up to a nice warm 31. Sutherland starting off with a chilly 9, moving up to 26 degrees, and Uppington always coming through with the heat, 16 moving up to 34 degrees Celsius. Once again, Mzansi, thank you so much for sending in those incredible sunrise pictures. You are heating up and putting smiles on our faces, and I know someone else is definitely going to be doing so much more other than just that. Let's check him out.
Well, he has a lot to give this morning, and we're elevating the feel-good here on your feel-good breakfast show. Anslin Gysman is here ahead of the show on Saturday to give us all of the feel-good we need in the form of song. Here it is with an Emily King jam. This one is called You Remind Me. Guys, take it away.
Been without for so long, forgot what it feels like. Been in the darkness till you came around. You showed me the daylight, yeah. And now I'm trying so hard, but I can't change. Ooh, no. And now I can't shake the memory. I can't fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it. Ooh, you remind me of something. You remind me of something. Something that I used to feel myself. Something that I used to feel like a heartbeat racing, yeah, like a new beginning. You remind me of something else. Something that I used to feel, something like what I've been missing. Oh, like what I've been missing. Oh, something like what I've been missing. Oh, so long I didn't know the difference. Ooh, till you came around to remind me of what I've been missing. Sleep inside the stream, forgotten to wake up. Yeah, waiting for something to come and rescue me. You showed me the reason. Yeah, yeah. And now I'm trying too hard, but I can't shake it, shake it. Ooh, no, no. And now I can't shake the memory. I can't fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it. Ooh, you remind me of something. You remind me of something. Something that I used to feel myself. Something that I used to feel like a heartbeat racing, yeah, like a new beginning. You remind me of something else. Something that I used to feel, something like what I've been missing. Oh, like what I've been missing. Oh, something like what I've been missing. Oh, so long I didn't know the difference. Ooh, till you came around to remind me of what I've been missing, missing. Ooh, it almost slipped away. Yeah. But on my darkest days, you remind me of something. You remind me of something. Something that I used to feel myself. Something that I used to feel like a heartbeat racing, yeah, like a new beginning. You remind me of something else. Something that I used to feel, something like what I've been missing. Oh, like what I've been missing. Oh, something like
of something we didn't know we were missing here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I mean, such talented vocals, right? Such talented band, such a fantastic showcase that's going to be on the 24th and the 25th. It's all happening at the Grand West Casino. You want to make sure that you're part of all of that action. It's what's called Arts Unite, the Love Series. How do people buy the tickets?
Well, my show is sold out. Both of them.
Well, his show is sold out, and both of them are sold out. But hey, you're missing out. So the next time you hear of an Anslin Gysman show, you need to make sure that you're right on top of those tickets. And if you are going to be there, you're going to be having the time of your life. Thank you so much, guys. Wow, that was fantastic.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Monday, of course, which means we're talking all things relationships. And today's hot topic is attachment. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Now, the term don't catch feelings, or some of us know it as don't couple feelings, has become such a staple of our dating lexicon these days. But if everyone were to adopt this mindset, how would we ever find love? And how would the loved ones we love know that we care about them? It's that simple. Now, on the flip side, becoming too attached to someone too quickly may scare them off and leave you feeling vulnerable and full of resentment. Where do we draw the line when it comes to attachment? Well, helping us open this dialogue is clinical psychologist and award-winning poet Musa Wenkosi Kanile. Welcome to the show, Musa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I feel like you were heaven sent today because I feel like I'm at that space in my life where I'm either too attached or I'm just detached from a situation. But let's start. Is being attached to someone, can it be seen as a good thing or can it be seen as a bad thing?
Oh, well, it depends on the nature of the attachment. If you are securely attached to someone and you feel loved and trusted and fulfilled in a relationship, then that's a good thing. But if the attachment is characterized by lack of trust and the relationship becomes toxic or intense or unfulfilling, then that's a bad thing.
How do you know if attaching yourself to someone is actually a red flag? Because I think that is like a hot topic right now. Everybody, you know, when they date someone and they start to get to know someone and unpack those things, you start looking for certain things like red flags. So how do you know when someone's attached to you is too much and it's too overpowering and you need to take a step back and be like, actually, it's too much in my space?
then if you need to take a step back, that's an indication that it is the attachment is unhealthy. Attachment behavior is based on safety. So if you feel safe in a relationship, then the attachment is healthy. But if you feel suffocating, if the relationship is intense, then that speaks to the unhealthy attachment style that either yourself or your partner has.
There's also a notion that, like, and again, I mentioned this, like, it's something that I do as well. Like, I can either get very, very attached to someone very quickly, but the moment I'm done, I can almost detach myself instantly. Where do you think this notion stems from?
Well, the way that we function in relationships as adults is stems from our childhood experiences. So we learn to function in relationships based on how our early relationships with our primary caregivers, who in most cases that tends to be our parents, how those early relationships, how we felt in those early relationships. So if our parents are emotionally available, then we come to experience relationships as safe, and we feel secure enough in the relationship to grow. And the relationship is then characterized by trust. But if our relationship with our parents if our parents are emotionally unavailable, then we may detach ourselves as a way to reduce the emotional pain that comes from being feeling unloved in a relationship.
I think it's also important to mention that you need to identify your attachment style, and I think it's so important that we understand that that is where it stems from. But how do we go about, requesting someone? So, for instance, if I were to move into a new space and I want to request someone that or have this conversation and tell the person that I want to see that I am too attached, or this is what I'm dealing with, how do we go about having that conversation with our significant other?
It's a very good question. I think the relationship itself will allow us to have, because it's a delicate conversation to have. If we are secure in the relationship, then it would be easier for us to initiate those conversations. But I would encourage couples or partners in intimate relationships to speak about their childhood experiences or how they grew up, because a lot of what we carry, or a lot of emotional burden that we carry, stems from our childhood experiences. And so if we feel we should feel safe enough to have such conversations.
Open communication.
Open communication.
Definitely. Well, we are continuing this conversation today. It is Monday, so we're talking all things relationship. Attachment. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do weigh in on this conversation on our social media. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, and one thing we do certainly know for sure is that when it comes to attachment issues,
I've got one, yeah.
my biggest one at the moment is, without a Gamma couch in studio.
Undoubtedly. No. Do we have to give this to someone, or can we not keep it ourselves?
I might fight them, actually. I might fight them.
We are going to have to.
Or alternatively, we come with the couch. That just is what's going to happen. So there's space for you right here. You're just going to have to nestle. I'll hold your drink. Raul will hold your plate while you eat. It'll be great, man.
That's exactly it. So when I heard, Gamma, when I hear of Gamma, for example, I think of lounge suites that are renowned for craftsmanship and enduring quality. I mean, they last forever.
Well, we've heard people talking about having them for 10 years plus.
Yeah.
So I think they're a little bit greedy, wanting another one over and above that, but it's okay, you're allowed. So what we love about this particular brand, and we've had an opportunity to really get to know them, beautiful range. They've got the heritage range, they've got the classic range, or they've got the designer range, styled to perfection, creating some long-lasting, comfortable couches that will be stylistically a statement piece in your lounge. Definitely.
Gents, though, a quick question, though. When it comes to a couch, what are you actually looking for? What do you want in a couch?
Comfort, and I think versatility for me. I've got to be able to take naps, the most satisfying naps on it, but equally be able to watch movies with people when I'm entertaining. It's got to be comfortable doing both.
I've got 3 words for you. Lower, lumbar,
Support.
Oh, yes.
That's after the journey of my life for the last 3 years. I can tell you right now, the most important thing is that my back is okay. I do quite like it. I'm going to say it again, the arrogant tilt. I just want to be able to just sit back.
Like,
and I'm not too relaxed. No, I love it. But for me, the stand-up, because the couch is going to become the centerpiece of your lounge, stylistically, it's got to be beautiful.
I agree with Tubbs, though, man. Like, stylistically, 100%, but practically, it must have all the boxes ticked for me when it comes to, can I sleep on it? Can I fall asleep on it? Can I eat on it? Can I work out on it? I do everything on a couch. It's a staple piece in my home. So
I'm gonna be that auntie right now. You eat on this couch, I'm gonna smack you, boy. I'm gonna smack you, okay?
On something like this,
don't eat on this.
On something like this, fair enough.
Don't sit on the floor there in front of the table. That's what you eat. No, it wears well. It's beautiful. They're strong and they last. So the good news is this February, together with a Goma, Expresso has the Jewel Onyx 2-seater couch up for grabs. All you have to do is tell us why it's time for you to break up with your old lounge suite. And we could be sending you this brand new one. Why? Because hashtag you deserve Goma.
Yeah, it's all simple. Of course, Mzansi, to enter, all you have to do is upload a picture or tell us why using the hashtag you deserve Goma on the Goma Facebook or Instagram pages. And of course, to enter, you can do that. Stand a chance to win a brand new Jewel Onyx 2-seater couch with Goma. How awesome is that? It's obviously the beautiful one that we're sitting on right now. And the competition closes at midnight on the 25th of February. T's and C's can be found on goma.co.za.
I love this, man.
Spend your money wisely. Ungayi ngabantu. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. You're still live here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Monday, and of course, we're talking all things love and relationships, specifically the attachment issues that come along with them. So join today's conversation as we discuss attachment. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Of course, Musa is still here to unpack more of this. Musa, you said it's all about the communication, you know. Attachment can be a good thing if you're in a safe space, if you have this, you know, good communication with your person, the person of interest. However, in today's day and age, everyone is in a situationship, okay? People are falling for unattached, people are falling in unattached relationships. They don't want to commit to things because they say, you know what, I don't want to hurt you, I don't want to hurt myself. Let's just be nothing, because nothing lasts forever. What kind of attachment style is that?
It is, obviously, it is an insecure attachment style that is characterized by the fear of hurt. So if you are in a relationship with someone and you are, maybe before I talk about that, let me first describe the different types of attachment styles. We have the secure attachment style, which allows us to feel loved and trusted in a relationship. And then we have the anxious attachment style, which takes the form of relationships usually become emotionally intense if one is anxiously attached to their partner. And we have an avoidant attachment style where an individual lacks trust. That stems from a history of growing up in a home environment where our parents were not emotionally attuned. So because they did not respond to our emotional needs, we then learn to detach ourselves in order to reduce the pain of rejection. And so we will try by all means to avoid hurt or being in a situation where there is where we feel that we might be rejected or betrayed, and so a way to preempt that, we then decide to engage superficially in relationships, because superficial engagement means that if ever the relationship, if ever there is hurt, then it will be minimal hurt. But because of that, it also deprives us of experiencing happiness to the fullest, because everything becomes superficial, both negative and positive. So situationships stem from that, from the anxiety that something might happen. If one has a history of broken trust or relationships that didn't work out, then they will engage in relationships with that superficiality in order to minimize the impact of loss or betrayal in case it happens.
It makes so much sense just hearing what you're saying, but is it then up to our significant other or our partner to make us feel secure in that relationship, to say, you know what, I have a secure attachment style, or to give us that, you know, that validation or that sense of security?
Well, if we are insecure in ourselves, if the relationship, remember, before you have a relationship with another person, you also there is a relationship with yourself that exists before that relationship with another person. If the relationship with yourself is insecure, people who have an insecure relationship with themselves fail to internalize the good qualities that they have, and as a result, they will persistently need validation from others, because you can't do that for yourself, then you request it, or you expect it to come from other people. So I think that if it is not our partner's duty to make us secure, that is the work that we have to put in as individuals, and that's where psychotherapy comes into play, because it helps us unpack whatever history of emotional trauma that we may have suffered in childhood. But it also, and couples therapy also helps us understand our partner's attachment style and also ours. And it also provides a safe space where we can communicate and negotiate our emotional needs.
One thing that is evident here is, you know, having a relationship with yourself first before having a relationship with other. But of course, we can unpack more tools on how to get into that secure space. Of course, Musa is not going anywhere, but if you do want to weigh in on the conversation, Expresso Morning Show on SC is where it's at. We'll continue this conversation in just a little bit.
And we're continuing this morning's Focus on Love with Anslin Gysman here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Here he is, this time around, performing Beyoncé's Sweet Dreams.
Every night I rush to my bed with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance to see you when I close my eyes. I'm going out of my head, lost in a fairy tale. You hold my hand and be my guide. and I hope it rains. You're the perfect lullaby. You can be a sweet dream, a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you, or a beautiful nightmare. Somebody pinch me. Your love's so good to be true. My guilty pleasure, I ain't going nowhere. Baby, long as you're here, I'll be floating on air. 'Cause you're mine, or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I don't want to wake up from you. Wake up and wake up from you. Tattoo your name across my heart, and it will remain. Not even death could make us part. Oh, tattoo your name across my heart. Not even death could make us part. What kind of dream would be? Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Sing I love you. Oh, yeah. I love you.
Okay, I see.
Summer is as endless as you want it to be this getaway season with your Marriott Bonvoy Stay Longer on Us promotional offer. Get 20% or more off standard room rates when you stay 3 nights or longer at participating Marriott hotels across this magnificent land of ours. To find the participating Marriott hotels at your dream destination and just how good things get when you stay longer on us. Book now on emea.marriott.com.
on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we're continuing our love and relationship segment. And in case you missed it, we're talking about the dreaded topic of catching feelings. So join today's conversation as we discuss attachment. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Musa is still with us to unpack this. Musa, okay, I'm going to put this on you right now, because obviously there's a notion that says like women get more attached than men. Is this the truth?
Well, it's not entirely true in that the way that men are raised, they are discouraged to engage with emotions. We have expressions, even in my language, we say indoda aikali, which means a man does not cry. And because of that, men find it difficult to be vulnerable. And attachment requires vulnerability because you have to trust someone that you are attaching yourself to. And so I think because, well, there's the irony, of course, that it's usually, traditionally, it used to be men who seek out women.
Yeah, because men are the hunters. They need to go out there. They need to hunt women, pursue women, yes?
Yeah, then is it not ironic that the one who hunts is less attached than the one who is hunted? You know, so I think it speaks more to how the socialization of men, how men are raised, how they are restricted in their emotional expression.
Got it. So, of course, we put this out to everyone on Facebook, and we got some comments that came through on our social media with regards to, is attachment a good thing or is it a bad thing? So let's have a look at this. We got one from Wisdom saying, the idea of one wanting a space in a relationship, it is a red flag, because if you are with someone you love, you will always want to be around that person. Do you agree with that sentiment? I agree. I agree with that. If you are securely attached to someone, then you do not feel that you are suffocating in a relationship. But if you are anxiously attached to someone, then the relationship becomes intense. And so to reduce the intensity, you might need to step back a bit. So in a healthy relationship, this need for space, we don't get to see it. Yeah, and you also don't want to be overwhelmed by a relationship. You need to have a good balance, I'm sure, of everything. But earlier on, we also spoke about the fact that in today's society, people often use the term, let's not catch feelings, as a way to almost detach themselves, not to get hurt and not to end up in a hurtful position. But it has become such a barrier where people are now closed off. They're not open to wanting to find love and just be in a relationship. But how else can we then avoid getting hurt and not being put in a position where we are going to find ourselves hurt? Well, I don't know if it's even a good idea to avoid getting hurt, because usually when we attempt to avoid getting hurt, we limit ourselves in the way that we invest in relationships. Naturally, as human beings, we do not go out of our way to avoid hurt, but we trust that when hurt happens, we'll be okay. And that's what secure attachment does. When you trust someone, there is no guarantee that you are not going to get hurt. In fact, the natural form of trust does not even consider what might happen. But anxiety in its basic definition is the anticipation of a future threat. And that threat might be, well, someone is going to cheat on me, or maybe there would be, maybe I might lose that person. But if there is secure attachment, which is not characterized by anxiety, then there is no need to even think about, there is no need to go out of your way to avoid getting hurt. Avoiding getting hurt, it means that we are superficial in our relationships. And because of that superficiality, then we cannot experience love to the fullest. Definitely. Mzansi is certainly loving you. I just want to read this last comment from Teresa saying, fully agree with Musa Wenkosi that as long as it is a healthy attachment, there's no problem to get attached. She also mentioned that we must consider upbringing background before we get attached. I agree 100%. Today we have high cases of gender-based violence as a result of people who come from abusive background growing up. So again, people are certainly loving you. Where can people connect with you? Where can people get in touch with you if they want to unpack more of the attachment styles and just to pique your brain about the attachment styles?
Well, I have a website where they can check out both my creative work as a poet and also my clinical work as a psychologist. My website is musakanyile.co.za, and it also has a tab where you can send me a message if you'd like to connect. And I'm available on social media platforms. I'm not that much of a social media person anymore, but I am available there. You can just search my name. I nearly said you can search my name on Google. That might sound...
Go Google Musa over there. We'd love it. I'm joking. We loved having you again. His details are on screen right now. Attachment can be a good thing, but one thing we have to take out from Musa is the best relationship is the one with oneself first.
Thank you very much, Jamie Lee Domberg and Musa Kanyile. Time to bring it back to the kitchen and get down and dirty. Yes, the Mediterranean cuisine, we know that is known for the use of fresh and minimally processed ingredients with, pronounced flavors. We love that they pop and they come alive. They are rich. Oh, man, and these beef koftas we're going to be making with tzatziki and pita breads fully encompass what Mediterranean cuisine is all about. They will take you traveling all the way there. And now this recipe we're about to make now, it's a recipe that'll have you, embracing abundance and have you loving Mondays all over again. We are going to Greek, baby. Hey, Jenny Morris.
Kalimera.
Kalimera, baby.
Kalimera.
Ah, mama. Okay, cool. So, we're getting dirty. Mince. You're going straight down into business.
I always
What are
get
you
down to
adding there?
business. I've got some onion and I've got some parsley. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper.
Parsley, pepper.
Yep, and some fresh thyme.
Nice.
You could use oregano if you wanted to. And my favourite.
Is that cinnamon?
It's lovely allspice and some salt. I'm in the mincemeat, and of course the Greeks always like a lot of garlic, scordo.
Oh,
lovely, lots of
that. They really do want that coming through and popping, coming out.
Gorgeous.
I love that. So you're mixing all of that together. I'm seeing that on my side of the world here, we've got an element of freshness coming together. You got mint with some what would you call this? Some grated cucumbers. Grated cucumbers. I've got some olive oil as well as garlic.
Some garlic. Once again, garlic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of my salt. Put your garlic and your cucumber in there with a little bit of garlic. You're going to chop the mint up, which is going to give it that gorgeous freshness. And you're making tzatziki.
Tzatziki.
And I'm going to make the koftas.
Okay, cool.
Which I'm going to just shape onto a stick.
I do love that. It seems that their dishes really are packed with flavour, right? Flavour's a big thing.
Very nice, natural, uncomplicated, not over-engineered.
Yeah.
Delicious, delicious.
And you do want that the mint must come through here. You want the mint flavours popping.
Absolutely. Now look what I'm doing. I'm just oiling my gloves.
Okay. Okay, before you get down.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So show me there.
So these have been pre-soaked. You soak them in water because they're either going to go onto the fire, go into a pan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shape this into an oval. Just like so. Have a look, see? So that's my little oval. And then you're going to pop your stick through the centre. Okay. And then just shape it all the way down the stick, okay, to the sides.
And you want it as long as possible.
Well, it depends.
Because you don't want it you don't want a short one.
Oh, nobody wants a short one. Otherwise, it's not gonna
you want it to be satisfying.
Yes,
you do want that. And this recipe is perfect for meal prepping because you can shape and skewer the koftas ahead of time, and then you can refrigerate them. And then when you're ready to cook, you simply just place them onto the grill, and you're good to go. What I do love about it is that you can serve this recipe with roasted potato wedges. I mean, that's a win, right? A Greek salad, or even hummus. Hummus, yes. Creating your favorite table of Mediterranean abundance. It's about having more and more, making extravaganza.
Oh, yes, darling, we like more and more. So have a look here. Just shape them nicely around your stick. Make sure that the tight at the bottom. You don't want them to cook off, okay?
Okay. Is that how you secure them?
Yes.
So I'm just going to mix all of this together. Yes. How much olive oil do you want me getting
That's
in
at the
Jenny?
end, darling. We're going to put the yogurt in now.
Okay.
A nice bit of yogurt because we want it nice and creamy. So and if you don't have any sticks at home, you can also shape them like this. Look here. And just make them like so. And they'll be just as delicious. Stir, stir, stir. Give me some more yogurt. Stop
So you
being
want
so
this to be as rich as possible
I
and as
want it
creamy as possible. You don't
fabulous.
want me holding back on this factor
Darling,
here,
don't
eh?
hold back on that one. And then you're going to just pile it into your dish, and we're going to drizzle some olive oil over the top. It's going to be divine.
Oh, that's right at the end.
Look
okay,
at
cool.
that.
So I'm going to just get that on there. I love that it comes together very quickly as well. You know me, if there's one thing anyone should know about me is that when I'm in the kitchen, honestly, I want convenience. I want things to go quick, quick, quick. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't waste no time.
Yes.
Right?
Do you want to try one of these? Hurry, hurry,
I would love
hurry.
to try one of them. So we're going to drizzle some of our olive
Okay,
oil.
so I'm going to deglove. Just all over the top, yum, yum. Clean the side of your dish.
Okay, Mama.
Yeah, baby. Clean
Okay,
the
Mama.
side of your
Okay,
dish.
Mama.
And what I've got here for you is we're going to use that delicious one that you've made.
Okay.
We're going to cut this. We're going to eat this off camera because it can be quite messy.
Okay, and yes, Greek food can be like that. Okay, if you want the recipe, go on to expressoshow.com. You've got on there all of the ingredients that you're going to need. As you can see, not very many ingredients are going to be necessary there, but it's really such an easy way to bring Mediterranean cuisine into your own home. Enjoy this one. Enjoy.
When last have the three of us been together? Let's do it.
We will be able to roll this out pretty much immediately.
I've got this.
You both better be on that plane tomorrow.
Our Monati keeps friendships flourishing with freebie SIM only 6 gigs at $289 per month with loads of extras.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Your timing is perfect. One more performance to savor this morning. Now, Arts Unite is a music festival that has been put together to create a platform for artists here in Cape Town to put on productions through which they could express their gifts, obviously amidst the considerable challenges faced during the pandemic. And one of this year's performances and performers who's going to be bringing you some unforgettable performances is, of course, Anslin Gysman, who has been wowing us this morning. He is here with one last performance just for you, and it's a classic. How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. Take it away.
Oh, it's you. I know you're the
This month, say it with flavor, taste, and aroma, so they'll know it was made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.